Joe Murray. First time I ever met Joe Murray was at
Welcome in 98.5 The Sports Hub of Joe Murray. Back here at night, everybody. Hi. How are you? What do you want to talk about? Well, you can call in at 617-779-0985. Oh, we got a show for you tonight. A full show. And you can join us on YouTube as well. 617-779-0985 and YouTube. Just go to youtube.com. Search 98.5 The Sports Hub. And then you can just subscribe and you can chat into the show. I'm going to join in the chat in just a second here and get everybody going. But the leadoff take is brought to you by Super Service Today. I am starting to buy in on the Red Sox. And what I mean by buy in, if I was to make a bet today, I think I would bet on the Red Sox making the playoffs. Now, this is me trying to buy low in a situation. When I say buy low, let's say they continue this run, everybody. Those odds are going to go higher and higher. The odds get worse and worse. I'll give you the odds coming up in just a little bit here, but I think now is the time to buy for the Boston Red Sox. We've seen this before, right? For the last 5 years, somehow the Red Sox have been a better first half team than a second half team. They always go on the swoon late in the year. Always. And you're all waiting for it to happen, right? You're all waiting for the failure that is the Boston Red Sox. You're just sitting there. When is it going to happen? When? That's it. So they've been 5 games ahead, 10 games ahead over the last 5 years and have still blown it. They've still blown it. So what's different now? What is different now? They're a better team. That's a fact. The Red Sox are a better baseball team, and the expectations were high, and they did spend the money. Yet they faced adversity with injuries. Bregman's gotten down. They traded Rafael Devers. They've had to bring up some of their young players. Some of them weren't ready. Christian Campbell had to go down. There's been no Tanner Houck, right? Masataka Yoshida didn't start the year with the team. But they're easing guys back in. Lucas Giolito has been on a tear, which we'll get to in just a little bit. So overall, the team's faced adversity. They've hung in there. They've showed signs that they can hit. They've also showed signs that they can't pitch. For the most part, all of their free agent acquisitions have been very good. Very good. So their biggest issue this year, if you look at it, has been defense, striking out too much. And I think they've made those changes already happen. Devers was not ready this year and struck out a ton. Since they've removed him, they've gone to more platoon, which is something that Alex Cora bragged about. Oh, I've been doing a platoon since 2018. He has. And it works. It's worked so far. I don't know how long Romy Gonzalez can do this. I don't. Rob Ruffschneider, but I can tell you this. When it comes to right-handed hitters against lefties, they are the best in the league. I don't know how long that's sustainable, but I'm just giving you the facts. I think it's a good problem to have when you have a log jam of players like this. I don't think anybody should be upset. There's no veteran here that goes, that's my job. And if I'm Jarren Duran, who's in all sorts of trade rumors, keep hitting like you are, and then they can't take you out of the lineup. I think it's a good problem to have. But the number one thing that is going in the Red Sox favor, and I can't believe that I am saying this because at one point I thought this man should have been fired. Alex Cora is managing again. he's managing. He might look at the matchups. He'll throw a lineup with right-handed hitters 3 straight games in a row. He'll sit on Raffaello when he's one of the hottest players in baseball. He threw Masataka Yoshida into the lineup last night and he got 3 hits. He's not afraid to sit Marcelo Meyer. He's not afraid to do what's best for the team, and I don't think it's something that the Red Sox have done what's best for the team or Cora. But right now, they removed Christian Campbell. The defense is improved. They've removed Rafael Devers, and the strikeouts have gone down. They're getting better, everybody. Roman Anthony's starting to figure it out. I mentioned Rafaela, Lucas Giolito, Brian Bayo, just to give you the names. They're all getting better. Trevor Story is crushing bad pitching. And yeah, it can also be true that they went up against the Reds, the Rockies, and the Nationals, who all, quite frankly, stink. And I'm sure you're all waiting to say, hey, let me know when they take on the Dodgers and the Rays, et cetera, et cetera. And you have every right to do that because this team has failed you. You've gotten hyped up about this team, and they've let you down constantly. All those things are absolutely true, but don't forget about it. The rest of the team wants the rest of the league wants the Red Sox players because they're good. When you hear Chapman, when you hear Duran, or teams could be interested in Wilyer Abreu, or what's the status of Walker Buehler after tonight, teams want the Red Sox players. They're good players. So I don't think you should just trade Jarren Duran to do it. If you're going to do it, add to your pitching staff. Add somebody on the roster that's going to make an impact. Forget about prospects. You have all your prospects. You've been selling prospects for years. I still think you should hang on to some of the prospects. Garcia, the password, he's going to play in the All-Star game this weekend for the minor leagues. And he'll be on display. But you know what? I think it's a guy that can help out at some point as a right-handed bat. And I'm just not ready to move on from him. But if you can find some sort of starting pitcher that's under contract with team control, I'd consider it. I still think he can help out the Red Sox as a right-handed hitter. But again, go for it. They've wanted to go for it. Last year, they made at least a try to go for it. They gave up on a bunch of middling prospects for pitchers that kind of just ended up sucking. They did try last year. They didn't have to. They knew that team wasn't going anywhere. But they tried to catch some lightning in a bottle. It didn't work out. For the Red Sox, the number one priority right now, can you add to the team potentially without giving up prospects and just adding money? I think the Red Sox can add payroll. Try to find a contract that you can add without giving up big prospects. I think that's where the Red Sox have the advantage against a lot of these other teams. I know the Dodgers have been struggling, and I'm sure they have no problem taking on money, but that's who they'll be competing with. The Yankees need a third baseman. Obviously, the Red Sox will get Alex Bregman back, but can you try to do things that are a little bit different than all these other teams that are just giving up prospects? We've talked for a while about the Red Sox not spending at the deadline. Add talent. And how do you add talent? By spending money. What should the Red Sox do at the trade deadline? Your thoughts at 617-779-0985. I do want to give you the Fangraphs odds coming up in just a little bit. Should they be buyers or sellers? Sam Kennedy spoke to Tom Caron about the trade deadline. Also, Craig Breslow had some comments today on what they should do. We'll give you those coming up here on the other side. I'm Joe Murray, and once again, the opening take is presented by Super Service Today. And that is Massachusetts' #1 provider for residential and commercial plumbing, heating, cooling, and drain cleaning. Day or night, always done right. Visit superservicetoday.com. I'm Joe Murray. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere.
done? We talked a week ago, and you said we're buyers, we're looking to add to it. Does that just reinforce that position going to the break?
Yeah, I mean, the position, if you go all the way back to the offseason, the position was one of aggression and urgency. Nothing has changed right now. We had a frustrating first half. I mean, I think everyone would agree that this was a first half that was not representative of what we thought we were going to see. I'd say the last week, 10 days, has been more representative of what we want to see out of this club. And your point is right. I mean, we're playing teams that are beatable, but you have to beat them. But we just have to keep this thing going, keep getting the pitching performances we've had. The offense has showed up, and we need to keep putting our foot on the accelerator, and the aggression can then continue. And I will say, we have a lot of difficult roster decisions. That's why Brez and AC make the big bucks. I mean, there's a lot of difficult baseball decisions, conversations that have to happen over the next couple weeks, unrelated to the trading deadline, because of the fact that we have a lot of good players and a lot of great depth on this team, which is a great problem to have. And we're sort of, we should be celebrating that, but they are hard decisions.
All right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub, I'm Joe Murray. Full show tonight, everybody. That was Sam Kennedy. He's the president of the Boston Red Sox. You know what I did like? So I'm going to be honest. I don't like that man. I don't know him at all, though. So if Sam, you ever want to just come hang out, we have a couple of chairs right over here, buddy. You just come on over. We'll hang out. We'll talk, because I don't know you. So that could be a way for you to win over some people, Sam. Come hang out on the Joe Show. Skaz will pepper you with some questions. I'll just be like, hey, man, so, what's your involvement here? What do you do? Skaz, I'd love to bring somebody in studio and just be like, hey, what do you do? Right? Because he does a weekly thing on Nesson. What does Sam Kennedy do? For real? Does he make baseball decisions?
He talks. He certainly does a lot of that.
He loves to talk. But you know what, though? Hey, I know that we've beaten some teams that aren't necessarily top quality teams.
They suck, Joe. They're not good teams.
Yeah.
Bad baseball teams.
Okay. So I don't know what Sam Kennedy does, but he at least admitted that the teams are bad and that they're playing well.
It's a big step.
Hey, listen. Sometimes we got to take what we get from these guys, because they have been putting sugar on crap for a long time and trying to feed me. I don't eat that. I will smell it, though. I'll at least smell the idea of what they're... If you smell what the Sox are cooking... Save that one, Skaz. Right now, I'm smelling a team competing for the playoffs. And right now, people love stocks, right? People love to get in on early on stuff.
It's like prospects, Joe,
Exactly. Right now is the time to get in on the Red Sox. You know why? Yeah, they are hot. Maybe they are a little overrated. Maybe they've beaten up on some really bad pitching. All those things are true. But maybe they have good players. Maybe they have great players that teams on other teams want too. That's something I think is truly missed here, is that people want what's on the Red Sox. How many times have you heard, like Scott Boras, I'm sure, was really stirring the pot when it came to Alex Bregman, right? Oh, he could be available. Oh, if they don't come up with a contract extension, he could be available. I don't know why the Red Sox would trade Alex Bregman, but to me, that's Scott Boras doing his work. Or maybe it's Craig Breslow being like, hey, look what we're doing. No Devers, no Bregman. Look at this. Maybe I do know what I'm doing. Because we really don't know if Breslow was the guy that wanted Alex Bregman. We don't know that. Rumor is Sam Kennedy. What do you do? He was one of those guys. Alex Cora was one of those guys. If you smell what the Sox are cooking. Oh, Dwayne would be proud. Oh, we're not friends. I shouldn't even call him Dwayne. Is that what he goes by nowadays? The Rock? Oh, Skaz, I wanted to tell you this. John Cena bowed to Batista being a better actor than him.
Look at that. We can agree.
No, but John Cena, very humble man.
Very humble.
So I just want to let you know that he feels the way that you do.
That makes me happy.
So-
I think he's right.
Local guy, good guy.
Local guy, good guy.
I know I'm off topic here, but he did say that this week. I am buying in onto the Red Sox. The difference? Yes. The Red Sox want to tell you Rafael Devers is the difference. I'm going to accept it. I'll also accept that Alex Bregman's been gone too. But we haven't heard that, though.
He's coming back, Joe.
Oh, he's going to play this weekend, right?
That's what they're saying.
2 games. We just don't know which ones. Friday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday. We don't know the lineup. I just want, for all the Devers blame, though, like, guys, if the team needs a fall guy, then let Devers be the fall guy. Fine. Everybody needs a Nomar was the fall guy in 04.
Every great team needs a fall guy.
Yes. They are striking out less. They're making less errors. They're putting the ball in play more. The power numbers have increased. The platooning is working right now. I mentioned Bayo and Giolito. The Red Sox are 4 games over 500 for the first time all year. Yes, the next stretch is daunting, right? The Rays. Then they have the All-Star break. Cubs. They can beat the Cubs. Phillies, come on. Dodgers are struggling.
Cubs are pretty good.
All those teams are struggling. Dodgers are struggling. Phillies have been, I don't know what the Cubs are doing right now, but I do know Pete Crow Armstrong. Everyone's got they got a little ivory for.
The Cubs have a 2-game lead in the Central, are 6-4 in their last 10, and are 30-16 at home this year. So that's a good baseball team. Let's see if they can beat them.
Dodgers have been struggling. I mean, listen, the Blue Jays won 10 in a row and lost to the White Sox. Okay, so like, this is baseball. Whenever that board that we have over there, the Boston Championship board?
Yeah, it's moved. It's moving around.
I can't, what's the favorite right now? Is it still the Celtics?
You would think, probably.
See, this is why I think the Red Sox could be the team. Anything can happen in that league. Teams get hot. Sometimes good managers, like Alex Cora did suck early on this year. All those 1-run losses, if they won a third of them, they'd be in first place in a playoff team right now. That's why I'm buying. Yep. Sometimes in life, when you want to get ahead, just forget about sports for a second. In life, people, whether it's relationships or jobs or friends for that matter, do you ever say to yourself after you've moved on, man, they were really weighing me down. They were an anchor on my life. Man, leaving that job, dude, I'm so much happier. Or, oh, that guy, man, he was just, I'm so much better without him. Right? I'm being serious. The Red Sox needed something. It was Devers. They're putting it on him. And now they're rolling. It's a time to buy. Fangraphs playoff odds, 35%. They're going to add Yoshida. They're already done. They're adding Bregman. Tanner Houck. They have 3 new additions. 3.
Joe, you working for the Sox?
I am not. But if they would like to
what
pay.
a spin right now.
Skaz, I'm buying.
You're buying.
You're not, though.
I would say I'm far more skeptical.
How can you not be, though?
Yeah.
Isn't that like the easy way to go? I'll believe it when I see it. Because this is who they are.
They do this every year. Every year. And I think they're going to middle at the deadline again. I think they're going to buy and sell.
Who would you sell? Like, really, who would you sell?
Duran. I would. I think you have too many outfielders. He's the oldest one. I think Abreu's better. Anthony, I think, has a higher ceiling. Rafael is better defensively. His offense, we'll see. But I just think you are a better team if you get a starting pitcher for Duran.
Okay. Would you trade Chapman?
Yeah.
So today, Breslow had a comment about Chapman that was talking about his playoff experience And it's really good to have a guy like that.
He's upselling him.
The other thing is, have you noticed whenever anyone's traded Aroldis Chapman, the teams have gone on to win the World Series?
Right, because who? The Cubs had him. The Yankees had him.
And the Royals. And Gleyber Torres was one of the people in that deal. Who did the Royals got? I can't remember the player they got. All I'm trying to say is, Aroldis Chapman brings you back. You know how we talk about talent? Chapman does that. So I don't know, Skaz. In the typical skeptical Red Sox mind, I feel the way that you do. Duran, Chapman. I'd even trade Walker Buehler. Now, listen, I think Buehler's got it all up here. I think he's dealing with injuries. Oh, God. As I'm talking about the defense, oh, my God. You know what they need, Scott? They need a real second baseman. They need, like, Roberto Alomar. He's not coming out anywhere, but, like, they need a second baseman. They must have more errors at second base than any position.
Give me Steven Drew or Eduardo Nunez or someone like that at least.
It's the transfer, bro. He had it in his glove. He just couldn't transfer it out. They need a second baseman. And you know what? Oh, and then he steals. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's all falling apart. Now Romy doesn't know what the hell he's doing over there. Jesus. So this is the typical Red Sox guess. This is to be skeptical of.
This is a wake-up call, I hope, for you, Joe, right here. Instant reaction.
All I needed to see was a ground ball to the second baseman. Error. Steal on the next play, thrown back. The guy couldn't field it. Then he gets to third. Oh, God. This is what brings you back down, right? If I'm really looking at the team as a whole, where do they need help? It's second base. And you know where else they need help? They need a backup catcher. It doesn't matter right now. But I think Narvaez, who will be at Card Vault this weekend at the Card Vault Card Show, everybody who wants to go meet him, plug. They need a backup plan if he isn't the guy.
Connor Wong not doing it for you, Joe?
No, I think, does Yoshida have more RBI this year?
You beat me to it. Masataka Yoshida, yeah. I think he matched and passed Connor Wong's RBI total in one game.
Well, you were here when we looked up that Jim Abbott, who had one hand,
yes,
had more RBI in his career than Connor Wong this season.
Tough. Not good. Would say that's
now
not
here's
good.
the deal. They can get by with it right now. Right now they can. And I don't know who the other guy is. Like, did Yasmani Grandal call it quits? I don't know what's going on down there.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Like, what's going on with him? Like, who's the other guy? I'm buying, Skess. And listen, if I buy and I lose, it's my fault. I'm buying now because I truly think this is the right time to buy. I think they have all the leverage. They can bring on money. They have prospects to give up. They have actual major league players. If you want to be serious, like you were this offseason, now's the time. 617-779-0985. Justin's in Lynn. Justin!
Hey, Joe, I have a question for you. I know you're buying in on this team, but my concern, Joe, is how they come out after the All-Star break. I just want your thoughts because in years past they've struggled after the break, and I'm a little skeptical after they come out of the break. I just want your thoughts, Joe.
Yeah, I think that maybe the platoon can help them. Can they give guys days off? Like, listen, if Romy Gonzalez plays every day, he'll get exposed. I mean that. He's playing second base today. He's getting exposed. Romy Gonzalez, to me, not a second baseman. Now, if Walker Buehler can get you out of this inning, I'll be really impressed. Because this is what I mean about Buehler, right? He's battling out there. He might not have the best stuff tonight. His defense isn't helping him out. But up here, he's got it. I'd sell him. I don't want to give up starting pitching. He's been in the playoffs before in a World Series. It's a guy, though, that I'd move on from. And there's been a lot of talk about Alex Bregman and, well, a contract extension. Why would he do that? He's got player options at like $30 and $40 million a year. The Red Sox are trying to lock him up. But I don't think they're trading him. Let's talk to Stanley. He's in Taunton. Stanley!
Joe, it's been a while. How you doing, brother?
How you doing?
Not bad. I can smell the field, man. Football's almost here.
I love the smell of cut grass. Oh, yes.
Dude, take me back to college, man. Oh, man, I miss it. But, so to the Red Sox point of view, sir, buyers and sellers, it makes sense. The Red Sox have been trying to get rid of Yoshida for the last 2 years. You can confirm that. You've talked about it a couple of times. I think we should either go Sandy. I don't know how to pronounce his last name from the Marlins. Get him, even though his ERA is north of 7. Or you can trade Duran and a prospect for Mitch Keller from the Pirates, and you at least have a decent 3-man rotation. And then it sounds dumb, but you could trade Buehler back to the Dodgers because the Dodgers starting pitching is garbage.
Yeah, the Sandy Alcantara, I would take a shot at. I just wouldn't give up a prospect. Hey, don't get me wrong. Is he 4-9 with a 7 ERA and he's really terrible? Yes, but I would take a shot at him. I would.
What about Mitch Keller?
Well, the Pirates are, they're going to be sellers, right? So I think the Red Sox should be in on everyone that's available. Whoa, what's going on back there? Mitch Keller, he's better than Alcantara. I'll tell you that much, Skaz. You don't like Alcantara, huh?
Joe, you want Red Sox fans to believe, you want them to care about the baseball team, you want them to think that Craig Breslow cares about the baseball team. Stop trading for pitchers with ERAs north of 6, north of 7. This is what they've done the last couple of years. They bring in some guy, Alcantara, I'll give you at least we've heard of, but every year they bring this guy in and you look, his ERA is 6.5, 7.5. Yeah, Mitch Keller at least is under 4 and he's on a terrible team.
On a terrible team.
I could sell myself on that one.
This is why I think it's different, Skess. They shouldn't be going after the guys with high ERAs that are older. They should be able to take on money. And when you take on money, you don't have to give up prospects, right? So that's where I think they have an advantage. So to your point, Alcantara, I would do it if it was like, would you do Rob Ruffschneider for Alcantara?
Sure.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I would do.
But I don't think that's
Is it
realistic at all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They're going to want, even though he's, awful, they're going to want more than that.
Yeah. You could give him something.
I'm not giving up anything.
I like the Joe Ryan idea.
What if your boy's involved, though, Joe?
I'm gonna have to eat it. Gonna have to eat the bad move. I'm telling you, the password's gonna be good. And if he sucks, hey, you know what? One day, remember our good friend Fred Toucher one time when he talked about the Orlando Magic.
He was a big fan of somebody they drafted.
Really high on Jonathan Isaac, right?
I do remember.
He's had some injury problems, and now that they drafted him high, but they ended up getting Paulo and Wagner, and now they've got Desmond Bain, and they're coming along now, right? They thought Isaac would be their guy. He wasn't. No, all I'm trying to say is I think the password's the guy. So this is now I think the password could be better than Campbell. I think he could be better than Meyer. I do. I'm going to not go Anthony level yet because he's the number 1 prospect in baseball. But my take is I think the password is going to be really good, whether it's here or somewhere else. I only bring up Fred because I was here for that. Hey, Jonathan Isaac, they still got a shot. How old is he now, Jonathan Isaac?
He's Tatum's age, right? So he's got to be 28, right in that range.
Jonathan, really? Jonathan Isaac, how old is he? 27. Solid 5 points a game. Hey, listen. I've been wrong many, many times. People in chat are like, Joe, you're going to talk yourself back down to earth at some point tonight. I'm buying, baby. It's kind of like lunch, you know. Hey, guys, what do you want? I'm buying. John's in Gloucester, John.
Joe, hey, what's going on, boys?
Yo.
I agree with you. Second base is an absolute black hole for this team. Name I want to throw out there, just released by the Yankees, DJ LeMahieu. I mean,
he can play the position. They don't have to spend any money on him. He's 36. He's a veteran.
Exactly. And he's hit 302 since June 1st. I mean, he's a two-time batting champion. He's not going to cost you anything. He's going to be that veteran stability. I mean, Hamilton's hitting 172, playing awful defense. Why not take a flyer on DJ LeMahieu?
Thank you, John. Skaz, I thought about this yesterday. I wanted to bring it up to Felger and Big Jim, but then I walked on eggshells because I didn't know what the reaction would be. But do they need help at second base? They do. Is DJ LeMahieu a guy that is he washed? Maybe. He's definitely hurt. No doubt about that.
He's still better than David Hamilton.
What would you do with Meyer? Let's hypothetically say they've signed DJ LeMahieu and he's playing second base after the All-Star break. Let's just say it. What happens? Meyer goes down and Hamilton goes down?
I don't know if I'm sending Meyer down. I'd rather him at second than LeMahieu if I had to pick one or the other.
Do you think Meyer could play second base?
He looks good at third. He looks good at short.
He looks good at third.
He doesn't look overwhelmed to me defensively.
Can't hit lefties, but you know what?
He's got to learn at some point.
I'm wondering, let me ask you this. Would you move Rafaela up and maybe bat Meyer 8 or 9 in these situations?
It's fine with me.
I think I would too. Because that's how most guys are groomed, right? Bottom of the lineup, no expectations, don't make any errors. LeMahieu, I would think about, Skez. How many teams are clamoring for him right now? 36. He's got a little pop. Can hit at Fenway. I'm going to sniff around on that one. I don't know if they need a 36-year-old guy on the roster. Couldn't help. Couldn't hurt. Mr. Shepard's on the line. What's up, Mr. Shepard?
Hey, what's going on, Joe?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm hanging in there.
Good. Hey, I just wanted to talk to you about bar pizza and the North Shore beef.
Okay.
So I'm originally from the South Shore, but I live in the North Shore now. But I'm about to make a Cape Cod Cafe pizza, and let's just say I hear you talk about food at night, and I'm like, I am craving a nice, fresh Brockton Cape Cod Cafe pizza. But I know you live on the North Shore, so what's your go-to when you go down on the South Shore?
Well, I am a town spa Linwood guy.
Okay.
But I love our buddies Burnt Edges in Waltham that are right down the street from the radio station.
Oh, very good.
But
have you been to the 621 in Malden? They probably have.
621?
And I'm not going to. Yeah, the 621 in Malden has like the best pizza around.
I will have to check that out. I know Dom's in Malden, which is the best, of course, meat you can get around in the area.
Yeah. No, it's wonderful pizza, and Riverview is awesome, and Ipswich too. I'm sure you've been there.
Choate Bridge is my favorite fried clams.
Choate is a great place, but I will say everybody loves roast beef up here, and if you say the word roast beef down there, they'll have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. I'm from Hyde Park, so we never had a roast beef shop. This is what I mean by I think somehow I have been associated with roast beef sandwiches because one day I was on the air and I moved to the North Shore and I said, wow, there's roast beef everywhere. What's up with this? And everyone now just associates me with roast beef. But Andy Ferg of North Shore Beefs would be upset if you called me the Beef King because he is the Beef King.
Well, let's just say I grew up in one of the towns in Endon Ton, without saying it out loud. But I'm definitely a Cape Cod and Town Spa kind of guy. But I do love the North Shore, but I miss the pizza down there for sure.
Where in the North Shore are you?
I live in Ipswich.
Ipswich. Let me give you a nice little ice cream recommendation. When I first got on the radio, they advertised with me. It's Downriver Ice Cream right next to Cranes Beach.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that. Yep.
Give it a try. I like to get the moose tracks and the banana, and it's absolutely fantastic.
Now I'm going to have pizza, and now I want ice cream, but thanks for the recommendation. And I love the show.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Well, I'm glad that this Red Sox talk has brought people to think about roast beef and pizza. And I hope I have made the thought of ice cream in all of your heads. Hey, something happened last night. I watched an entire MLS game on the Apple app. And I have thoughts. And I know that Skaz was on last night with Matt McCarthy. We're going to talk some Revs. So, Revs fans, all you footies out there, 617-779-0985. We're here until 11 o'clock tonight. I'm Joe Murray. Let's get to the headline.
Essential Sports Hub.
Miami. Well, you can't give most pro players a chance like that, and certainly not the greatest player in history. The Revs, their own worst enemy, and trail by 1 at home.
Back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub, I'm Joe Murray. I watched the entire game last night. Now, if I worked last night, I would have watched the whole game myself here. But I have Apple TV. I have a subscription. I thought it was great coverage. I did not listen to the radio broadcast. I know Skaz did, so it looked full. It was a good game. Messi was the star and was the difference. But here's my take. Actual analysis of the MLS game between the Revs and Inter Miami. The Revs had a chance to win that game. Yeah, Messi scored 2 goals to go up 2-0. Carlos Gil kept him in the game 2-1. The Revs missed multiple chances. Multiple. So for the people that watch the Revs about competition and winning and the sport and being competitive and actually going for a championship, you should be upset with the performance. You should be. I look at the sport differently here and what the Revs have been doing. I look at it differently. I think the Revs are part of the MLS, but have an academy that bring in great young players to develop. They have some really good players, and then they go off and play elsewhere. That's what I think the Revs are. Do I want them to compete more in the MLS? Absolutely. Did they have more appeal when Bruce Arena was here? Yes. Do I like listening to Caleb Porter every week? I do. Because I think he's pretty aware of what the team is. But this is a guy that's won an MLS championship. So there are things that come down to it. As a fan, I hear you Revs fans. You guys tag me all the time. And all your footsies. I hear you. I think you're looking at it wrong, but at the same time, I do want to tell you that if you're frustrated, they could have won that game last night. They could have won that game. My takeaway was Messi was the difference and is the difference, and he's the greatest player in the world. You still could have competed. You still could have got a point last night. So if you're a fan of the MLS and competition and ownership caring about the team, I think they put a good enough product out there last night to compete with the best player in the world. That's a fact. Right, guys? Fact. They put a team out there last night that competed with Messi and Suarez. They competed and they missed chances, didn't they?
I mean, competed's doing a lot of heavy lifting, I think. The Miami took
Did they
their foot
blow
off the
chances?
gas. Yeah, they blew a million chances.
That's a goal of the guy kicked it with the wrong foot. What's he doing?
I also think Messi may have sprinted for less than 4 seconds in the entire game. I don't know if Miami was giving it their all out there.
The first goal. What the hell? Now, this is where Messi, just his presence alone, is the difference. He didn't do anything crazy, did he? Who was that? Somebody. I don't want to call.
It was Beeson.
He got scared.
No relation to Beaton. It's just Beeson.
He got scared.
Little panic, maybe.
Oh, it's Messi. Like me, I would just fall. Right? Messi's running at me with a ball. I'm just going to be like, I'm going to fall. That's what happened. The guy took a dive. I'm saying it was a paid dive. I'm saying that he got a scared dive. So you're not giving him any credit like I am, Skaz. I thought they had chances to tie, draw, maybe even win the game.
For me, the Revs are past that point. Past getting credit for almost looking competitive.
Agree, but for someone who doesn't watch the sport and watch the greatest player in the nation, the Revs missed chances.
They missed a ton of chances. They also gave Miami a lot of chances as well. So, yeah, the Revs have a long way to go. I didn't love how they, handled it before the game. I thought after the game was, it is what it is. But they're just they don't score. They don't score nearly enough. They fell
what's
asleep.
the issue? I get what you mean. They fell asleep. They don't score. They're not consistent enough. Some of their best players sometimes don't play. There's a lot of that. They have a 17-year-old on their defense. I get
He's
it.
good.
He is good. I get it. But what do? You brought in Caleb Porter. Does it come down to ownership?
Well, yeah, I think that you look at a team, and look, you're not going to be Miami. You're never going to be Miami probably in that league. You're not getting Leo Messi. You're not getting Jordi Alba, Suarez, Busquets. But Carlos Gil, who is a great player in the MLS, never played for the Spain national team.
Should be an all-star.
Played one game for the U21 Spain team. He's the best player they have. They just need more talent. They don't have a talented enough roster to, be at the top of the league right now, and they're not nearly consistent enough.
Do you think? Okay, I agree. You're right. Are they competitive enough with trying to get players here? Do you think they are?
No.
So when we get tagged by Corey, who always tags me, and I got to give him a shout out, is this the frustration I'm hearing from the fans? That ownership isn't acquiring the players and spending like Miami and other teams.
It's tough to put it all on ownership because when it comes to a lot of these guys like, Messi or even, Beckham or, Henry when they came over here, it's their decision. So what the Revs have to do is they have to make themselves, more marketable to international stars. And that's a very tough thing to do, especially in that league. Miami was able to do it because it's Miami, because Messi got a cut of the Apple TV deal. There's a million things that went into him going there, and you're not on that level. They're not aspiring to be, on that level right now. So there's still a ways to go there. But yeah, becoming more attractive, as simple as that sounds, I think is a big part of it too.
I just think there's so many different ways people are looking at the Revs. I think it's what you're talking about, Skaz, where they're not being competitive. They are putting out the best team that they can. I call last night. You say they're better than this, but I thought it was a moral loss. There are no moral losses, right? There aren't. I thought that was a respectable, entertaining game, with the greatest player in the world being the difference. But did I look at it as the Revs stink? Did I look at it as the Revs just don't have enough? I didn't.
Well, I think that's also part of the frustration is you're like, well, they should be scoring these goals. They should be winning these games, and they continue to not.
Now, that is probably talent, right? In the end, that's talent. Who's the guy that was running all over the place and then missed the who's the guy that missed the wide open net when all he had to do was kick it with his right foot, but he decided to kick it with his left foot?
I think it was Langoni. I can't remember. I know the play you're talking about.
All I can tell you is that was a brutally bad miss. And maybe I'll blame it on talent, right? The guy can get there, but he can't finish. It reminds me of the Replacements. Like, all the guys can do the things, they just can't finish. They just can't finish. I'm doing Revs talk, everybody. You want it? I got it. 617-779-0985. This hour of the sports was brought to you by Valvoline and Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com to save 15% off your next drive. The oil change at Valvoline and Oil Change, the official oil change of Busy People. We got a big show tonight. We're going to talk with Seth Macumber later on in the show. He's a big Revs guy, covers the Revs. And I have people telling me I got to have him on. So he's coming on at 8:20 tonight. We're going to talk some Revs. We got baseball. We got this. We got that. We got we got music. And we got Skaz. I'm Joe Murray here in the Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Is underway for a 4-game series over at Fenway Park. Red Sox leads 1-0 right now. Top of the 4th inning, Walker Buehler on the mound. He's gotten out of a couple of jams, pitching pretty well. And what else is going on tonight? Well, Alex Bregman says he will play this weekend, just isn't sure what actual games he'll play. And Jalen Williams, he has signed a rookie max extension with the Thunder. They have their young core all locked up after winning a championship. Good luck with your aprons. Headlines, they are brought to you by Eastern Mass's leader in drain cleaning and pipelining. Drains by James. Slow drain, clogged drain. You need to contact Drains by James today at drainsbyjames.com. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update soon.
Get the app.
There's the potential there for big stuff.
98.5, the Sports Hub app. Get the app.
I have it on now. What's the line? Is there any betting over-unders on this one? What do we got tonight? Does Cooper Flag go off for 15 or more? We were just talking Revs. Listen, there's Red Sox. They're in a playoff race. The Patriots are coming up, right? The Celtics are just aproned out. And the Bruins, like, whatever. The Revs just had, at their stadium, the greatest player on the planet. Revs fans are upset that all anyone is talking about is Messi. And I get it. People love the sport. They want the Revs to be competitive. They would like ownership to spend more money. And the thing is that, and I just saw this tweet come over, and I actually agree with it. Someone meant watching on YouTube through my Xbox. Thank you. When talking about soccer, whenever there's an international break, all the leagues in Europe shut down. MLS keeps playing. To me, that means there aren't enough quality players in MLS. I mean, duh. There aren't. But you just got this huge Apple TV deal. Can't you spend... Now, guys, you mentioned that it's the players' choices. So does money not entice them? Like, wouldn't money entice them?
Some of these guys, I don't think so.
Who's the team remember, like, years ago, over 5 years ago, they got a guy that played for Team USA.
Jermaine Jones. He was awesome.
Yeah, that was good. That was cool.
Short-lived, though.
Very. We've seen Matt Turner, right? We just talked about Charlie Davies we've had on. I like the young players. We've had Peyton Miller. We've had Eli Feingold. Yep. Got a picture with Messi last night as well. So, like, I just don't think these players are long for the Revs. And we've talked to Twellman about it and other guys.
Charlie Davies,
that I think they are a stepping stone.
Which is not a bad place to be.
They're happy with it. They have this academy for young players. People can come to New England in the United States and learn here and play and then go elsewhere. The Patriots, the Revs want this. The Crafts want this. They're like a breeding ground for the rest of European soccer. But yet there's a fan base here that wants them to compete for an MLS championship. That's where I stand.
They can do both, but they haven't done a very good job of that yet.
That's where I'll agree with the listener, the tweeters that we get. I call them the footies, the footsies. You guys want a competitive team. It's a local American sport that you want your local team to compete and win. Who doesn't, right? Who doesn't? So I can understand why a lot of the fans are upset about that. But don't be upset that the conversation last night was all about Messi. Like, the reason why we're watching is because of Messi. No, there's no offense to the Revs. The credit I'm giving the Revs is I thought you were competitive.
And just to, back the Revs a little bit, the reason you were watching last night was because of Messi. But the Revs have done a lot better locally lately. They're 4th in the MLS in attendance. Top 5 in attendance is no joke.
Yeah.
But the optics don't look that good because a lot of these other teams where they're packing out the stadiums, it's a 25, 30,000 seat stadium because that's what soccer stadiums are, in the United States for the most part. They're up 22% in attendance the last 2 years. So they're trying to build momentum, but it's just how do they capitalize on it?
Yep. And I'll say, like, we have a partnership with the Revs. We carry the games. We have a great Adam Kolonsky's does a lot for us. He gives us guests. We want to talk more Revs, and I've always said this, but if they're good and competitive, we'll talk about it, and they have been. Their defense was really good for a couple of games. Now it's struggling again, and it ebbs and flows. Right, this is a Caleb Porter thing. He gets his team on track, then they fall back a little bit. I can understand if you want your local team to be competitive, you want more. Maybe that does fall on ownership. Maybe it does. And Caleb Porter takes a lot of heat from the fan base. Not to mention, they cleared house a lot, Skess. They got rid of a lot of Bruce Arenas guys for Caleb Porter guys. And I'm not following every day, but I know enough to be dangerous here. If I'm an outside observer, last night was entertaining. Last night you saw the best player in the world, and I thought the Revs had multiple chances where they could have gotten a point. But yes, if you want to be upset that your team just isn't good enough, you have every right to feel that way. How's that going to change? You've already changed coaches. You can't get a stadium. Like, guys, you said it. The Revs are trying, right? They're trying. They're improving. But it's also been how long now? 20-something years? There's frustration now. I feel it. Listen, I love the people that go to the games and call us and say, more Revs talk, more Revs talks. Here you go, people. I understand what you're looking at. I just look at it differently. I look at the Revs as a stepping stone for young players to go to the academy, learn here, play competitively, and go play for some other team in Europe. It's going to happen to Peyton Miller at some point. It's going to happen to Eli Feingold. You've already saw it with Matt Turner, the goalie, right? Is it Iva Ivicic? He's probably going to play elsewhere. The keeper, excuse me. It's just, to me, it's been a long time. A long time. Gabe's in West Roxbury. Gabe?
Hey, Joe. How's it going?
How you doing? Did you bet on the game?
No, taking the night off.
By the way, I had Messi goal minus 125. Messi first goal plus 348 last night. Ching, ching.
Oh, nice one. I love soccer. I actually played up until D3 sophomore year, but I'm a schmuck, so. So I love soccer. I watch Revolution sometimes. The thing is, though, like, even American-born players, like, they want to play overseas is where, the competition is. Like, you want USA players to go overseas and play with the top guys to come back for to play in the World Cup. So they have faced top competition. The MLS, is the weakest competition, I hate to say. And back in the day, it was different. The Jeremiah Jones and I forget the other name. But back in the day, they could get stars, but now, it's like Miami, Beckham, L.A., no one, big star. It's just like the Patriots. Like, the only way they're going to get better is if they get new ownership. There's nothing enticing, unless you throw the bag at them. Just like the Patriots, there's nothing enticing for these players to come except for a stepping stone. That they have a good, academy that can teach them and get them to a club team. And not Devers. Duran. Why do they want? Does the team like Duran, or is he annoying with the Wally hat? Because I see him as a good teammate. I don't get why they want to trade him. I see him I know it's the roll thing or whatever when someone gets a hit, and I know someone said he's annoying with that. But if he's a good clubhouse guy, why would you want to get rid of him? Even if he's not the greatest bat and there's a little outfield jam. So yeah, just wonder that. Yeah. So thanks, Joe.
They just want to move on from him because they can get a major league player for him, someone who can help out, probably a pitcher. That's why. And they do have a logjam. I think they like him. I think he wants to win. Let's do more Revs talk, huh? Let's talk to Seth Macumber. He covers, he writes for the Blazing Musket, which is a big Revs. I know he's done some media stuff for the Revs as well. And, we're going to have him here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. We'll talk to him next. Well, after this.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
I feel like they're deserving of the conversation. I have said it. If they're good and competitive, we will talk about it here on the night show. I mean, hell, I'm watching all the other soccer games. La Liga, Euro. I watched PSG that day. Yamal's my favorite. I have so many Yamal cards. But when it comes to the Revs, I'm getting to know a lot of the players. We have a lot of them on the show. Caleb Porter does a weekly here on our station. Like, Messi was here last night. And it's completely worth talking about it. So, let's bring in, and again, I want to get his name right, Seth Macumber, because when I asked him, hey, man, how do I say your last name? He spelled it out for me, M-A-Y, just to say the people came out. They were like, oh, what are you going to have Joe Mozzarella on the show one day for the Celtics head coach? So I get it. I can take a few of the jabs. I can take it. But you know what? You got a lot of respect out there, my man. So yeah, we'll do Macumber. I'll fix it. We'll get it all in there, Seth. But we were just talking Revs, man. Listen, I'm not, an analyst like you are. I don't watch every single game. I know enough to be dangerous, man. And I watch a lot of soccer outside of MLS. But I thought last night I was entertained. I watched on Apple TV. Messi was the difference. But I thought the Revs were competitive, and I don't want to call it a moral victory, okay? But I thought they missed a lot of chances where they could have got a point last night.
Joe, let me just start with this on a little more serious note before we get into things. It's people like you talking about this game that's going to grow this game. I was listening a few weeks back. We were talking to Charlie Davies, and you're talking about how do you make soccer bigger in America? They need people like you, inviting people like me, inviting the players on. So this is a really great opportunity for soccer fans to show up and say, yeah, we love this game. We want to hear these voices. So appreciate the opportunity. Now, Joe, I think listening to your analysis, maybe we're not solving the revolution tonight, but maybe we get them a little bit closer to getting more goals, more wins if they hire you as a striker analyst, as a striker coach. Because I think you're right. Thomas Chalkalai has to take that on his left foot, right? Like that's an open net. That's a great opportunity. It's got to be in the back of the net. And if you do that, you get a goal back a little bit earlier and you give yourself a little bit more energy. Because after Carlos Gil hit that goal, the energy was there. 40,000 people were saying, that's my team. That's what I'm interested in. Like, yes, I'm here for Lionel Messi, but I'm falling in love with this guy, Carlos Gil. I'm falling in love with a number 10 that put that ball into the back of the net, and it was a beautiful goal. He won the tackle. He then hits a beautiful goal. And that's a big moment for him, and that's a big moment for the club. But unfortunately, they don't win, right? So when you look at this team, they've come close on so many occasions. Only one multi-goal loss on the season. But there's too many times right now, especially in the recent history here, that they're not getting the full 3 points. And that happened last night. But I agree with you. It's a very competitive game, a very fun game. They outshot the opponent, just didn't get the 3 points.
So I wanted to make another cross sports comparison here. But years ago, when Jason Tatum was a rookie, right? The Celtics played the Cavs. They got smoked. But the best thing that happened to them was LeBron James came out and said, hey, watch out for this team. They could be something. So although they lost in 5 and, they really weren't competitive at all, it was LeBron that kind of put them on the map. I feel like last night's game, for all the chirping I hear from Revs fans, ownership doesn't do, they do a lot of chirping. You know that, man. But I feel like last night might have put on display they do need better players. They do need finishers. Like they kind of are doing a lot of positive things. It's just not enough. And what's it been? Over 25 years now, this organization, they've had success, but they haven't won it all. I'm wondering if last night, not getting the complete sellout, but being on Apple TV and us talking about it today might be the move they need to continue to be more competitive and bring in better players.
Joe, this is what's hard for me right now. I think when I look at this team, there's a lot that they're doing correctly. They are pretty good defensively, although that has shifted a little bit. They've got some creative opportunities and players in the midfield, Carlos Gil being one, Alhassan Yusuf being another really good player. You saw last night, he was a catalyst multiple times alongside Carlos Gil. For me right now, it's that striker position. There is not a striker on this team that has scored more than 2 goals this year. That's not good. And when you look at Leo Campana, they spent $2.5 million in general allocation money, something that your listeners have no idea what that means because it only exists in Major League Soccer. But that is a lot of money to bring in a striker that's supposed to score goals. He was supposed to have 15 or 20 goals this year. That's what they put out there. That's what they thought they could get out of him this year. 2 goals this season. Now, when you look at it, hamstring injuries 2 different times. He's missed games. He's getting into a rhythm. They have had 7 different strike partnerships since switching to a 3-5-2. Where's the chemistry there? They can't build that chemistry. You saw some chemistry last night. Luca Langoni was looking kind of good, working with Carlos Heel, working with Thomas Chancalay, but that was because that was their second game in a row. Last week against Portland, Saturday against Portland, the chemistry, it took a little while. They were making the same runs at times. So this team has pieces, but they're not always putting them on the field at the same time, finding a rhythm and finding the back of the net. Strikers are expensive. You got to spend a lot of money to get high quality strikers, and then they have to perform on the field. And right now they're not performing on the field. So the question becomes, are you okay with these guys? Can you get them healthy? Can you get Gonago back, who is partnering with Campana, who was actually undefeated when the Revs started both of those players together? Do you kind of trust the system, the moves they brought in during the offseason? 16 moves, by the way, that they brought in during the offseason. Or when that summer transfer window opens in about 2 weeks' time, are you looking at a striker? Are you looking at another center back? I mean, Joe, you saw it last night. Tanner Beeson had a nice little assist to Lionel Messi, right? And that changes the game. If you go back and watch that moment, you can literally see in the slow motion Tanner Beeson just kind of saying no, and you see Caleb Porter putting his hands up. Because you can't make mistakes like that when you're facing the greatest player to ever play the game.
Just a follow-up, you mentioned all the moves, new players, and everything. I like Caleb Porter. He's a pretty transparent guy, has made changes that maybe aren't favorable to everyone, but it's his guys now. Do you think last night was maybe a sign of some of the guys they brought in maybe aren't right, and this all leads back to ownership? Did they give him the control to do that? Or is ownership really capping them out at a budget and saying, do what you can with what we give you?
Joe, I've listened to your show before. I was listening last night, even though your voice wasn't on it. I missed hearing your voice on it. But when I hear the voice and I hear people talking about some of these things, you have to remember that every single team is going to approach things differently. Not every single team, not every single market is going to bring in a Messi, is going to bring in a David Beckham back in the day. It just doesn't work that way. But you have to find a competitive edge to try to build your own system, your own identity, your own way of working. I always think back to 2009. In 2009, Real Salt Lake faced the LA Galaxy in the MLS Cup final. David Beckham, Landon Donovan. It seemed clear that the LA Galaxy are going to win. No. In penalties after 1-1 during regulation time, it goes to penalties. Real Salt Lake won, and it was all about the team is the star. Okay. A couple years back, you look at Wilfred Nancy coming over to the Columbus Crew. He changed the tactics. He changed what was happening within the team, and that was their edge. For the Revolution, their edge has been developing young players, giving young players opportunities to come here, to have a place to foster growth and to put yourself on the global marketplace. Okay. You look at Matt Turner, Tajon Buchanan, who's rumored to potentially be on the move again. Georgi Petrovic, right? I mean, that guy should be playing at Chelsea. How is he not playing at Chelsea? He goes over to the French league and he does so well. He is the MVP of the team, the player of the year on his team. Those guys all get sold abroad. This past year, Esmir Baraterovic, that's a guy who was in Wisconsin, who came to the Revs Academy because he wanted an opportunity. He could not travel to Chicago. He could not travel to any other academy. They brought him in. They put him in the academy. They put him on the second team. They put him on the first team. They sold him for $3 million, and that can go even higher depending on performance incentives. That's the edge the Revs have right now. Okay, Peyton Miller, he was on your show, right? Peyton Miller, that guy's going to go for big money one day. 17 years old. He's going to go to the Premier League one day. Eli Feingold, on your show. Okay, I'm seeing a trend here. He's on your show. He's fantastic. 3 goals and 3 assists on the year. He's the second lead scorer for the New England Revolution one day. You're telling me that 20-year-old Israeli international isn't going to be sold off one day? I think he is. So that's what they're getting right now. Let's be honest. Gillette Stadium, on the turf, away from the city, it's not necessarily the most appealing thing. And I think that's why they have to get to Boston. They have to get to Everett. They have to get that stadium deal done, because once they do, the game changes. You can bring in totally different players. You can market in different ways. And Joe, you and I can hit the casino before we hit a Revs game.
So just to make it clear, and we're talking with Seth Macumber. You can check out his work. Musket Fire, right? Is that what the? I'm sorry. What's the name? What you're the editor, right? Senior Sir Editor of Blazing Musket. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Blazing Musket. I got to get it right, or else Sam will come after me.
Blazing Musket. No, you know what the other guys, the football guys, are the musket, the other musket. But Blazing Musket, Rev Senior Editor. I know I got to give a shout out to you guys. I got to plug that. You're telling me that what's holding them back is the fact that they're playing away from Boston. They don't have their own stadium. And basically, for now, they're a stepping stone. And until they can acquire more money with those type of relocations and being closer to the city, fans shouldn't expect a competitive team because of those things that are holding them back?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I would say that every market is different, right? I mean, Joe, Foxborough or Miami? Foxborough or LA? Which one are you looking at right now?
Baby, I love me some Miami.
So that's what I'm saying is, if you're Messi, if you're some of these players, you take a discount to go to certain markets. Gareth Bale wasn't a designated player in this league, but he wanted to go play for LAFC. And he scores the game winner in MLS Cup. Do you think Gareth Bale is coming to Foxborough on TAM money, on like a non-designated player contract? No, it just doesn't work that way. And so for the Revs, they have to find an edge. They have to figure out, how do we get good players here? What can we do to make this team competitive? And in my opinion, what they do is say, hey, look at what we can do here. Like, we sold Georgi Petrovic. We sold Matt Turner. We sold Esmir Baraktarovic. So trust us that we have a system here, and that you can come here, develop, and put yourself on the marketplace. And the hope is that we win an MLS Cup in the meantime. There are going to be players that play their entire career in Major League Soccer or do very well with the New England Revolution. Andrew Farrell is someone who's a club legend, right? He came through the system. He'll probably end up retiring as a Rev. Carlos Heel, could Carlos Heel play somewhere else? Yeah, absolutely. Joe, you think he's an MLS All-Star, and I think so as well, right? He could play somewhere else, but he's happy here. He's found that, and he is a game changer in this league. 8 goals and 7 assists. He is the guy who's putting the team on his back. So I'm not saying that they're not competitive. In fact, this team can be competitive. They got to find right now, in my opinion, a goal scorer. And whether that goal scorer is on this roster or not, that's the thing that could potentially put this team over the edge. Because when you look at it, you said it last night, that game was competitive. They could have won that game. But the issue was the ball wasn't finding the back of the net. And that's going to be a problem, especially if you concede 2 goals in 11 minutes.
All right, just while we're on it, you mentioned the casino. I bet on the game last night. I took Messi first goal plus 348, big money. He was minus 125 to score a goal. I think soccer betting is the number one sport in the country, okay? I've done betting shows for years. I've done football, basketball, you name it, college sports. I bet on the hot dog eating contest, right? We've done it all.
Yes.
There's nothing bigger than soccer. There's nothing bigger. I'm talking both teams to score, over-unders, who's going to score. Like, I'm watching Yamal. Whenever I get a chance to see Yamal play, I'm in, right? So do you think does the MLS have any ties with the sports book, by the way? Is it a DraftKings thing? And is all their money right now from this Apple deal, or do they have any connections with sports books?
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a few different avenues that you're getting money. The Apple deal is obviously a big one. It's exclusive. They're able to package everything all together and kind of get money that way. DraftKings is someone that you see on MLS Season Pass at times. You know, they have people that will come on. They'll talk about odds sometimes, things like that. I don't know exactly what the partnership is, what the profit sharing is, anything like that. Obviously, another avenue is through their ticket sales. You mentioned it last night. There's a crowd of over 40,000 people there. Yes, it is not as big as last year's 60,000 people that are in the crowd, but that's a very sizable crowd that's coming out and buying merchandise, that's buying food, that's experiencing everything that's happening at Patriot Place. So there's a few different avenues, but I think you're 100% right. A really good way to get into this game is to think about sports betting. right? Like, I think that's happening in every single sport. Where can you get the edge? Find the different accounts that are out there. I don't do it myself because I am someone who's covering the game. It's not really ethical in that sense, but I know lots of people that go out there and they make bets. And if you know the game well enough, you can 100% make a good amount of money off random bets, off the number of offsides that you're going to see in a game, number of corner kicks you're going to see in a game. So if you know the game, you can make a little bit of money. And it sounds like, Joe, you know the game. You know that Messi's probably a sure thing to score when he's on the field.
Well, I was looking at who would score the next goal after he scored 2, and I did see Carlos Heal's name there, and I went, plus 1,500, that's not a bad little gamble. So, well, all I'm trying to say about this is forget about the country. The world, the nation, people are betting on soccer, man. And I don't know. We do football here constantly, right? We do betting shows. Oh, football is the one sport that everybody bets on. No, it's bigger in soccer. It is way bigger. That's what I think we're missing here. I think that's what the state is missing on when it comes to having a stadium here. They are dropping the ball literally on the betting side and what it could bring to literally the city. Taxes, money, and I'm not getting political on you on this, but I'm just telling you here, if they could get a stadium in the city, oh, baby, people would go and they would be betting on it. And I'm telling you, the money would come in. And guess what? Then the demand from the crafts and spending more money and getting better players would be there. But I think you nailed it. Until then, they're going to try to keep doing what they're doing. And I hate to say it, but right now they're a stepping stone for the rest of the country.
Yeah, again, I think it's just a different model. You have to have different models. You have to find an edge. There are some clubs that lean heavily into their academy. There's some clubs that have leaned heavily into their scouting. The Revs scouting department has increased in the last 4 or 5 years, and they brought in some big players. But I think that when you get that urban stadium in any single market, it's just a game changer. Just imagine walking to the stadium. Just imagine, having the opportunity to say, hey, come to this city, this great city, this very European city. One of the things I often hear when players come here is that they love Boston because it reminds them of Europe. So now you're actually in the city and you don't have to travel 45-hour, whatever amount of time to get to the training center. I will say this, Joe, the Revs did create a brand new state-of-the-art training center, and that has become a selling point for this club. There are people that come from all around the world, teams that come from all around the world, and they use the Revs facility when they're playing in the area, like the German national team, whatever else. They come here because it's that state of the art. So that is something that they're doing. Like, I want to be really clear. They're investing in some ways. Luca Langoni, who probably could have had a goal or assist last night, that was $7 million, the transfer fee. Could they be paying more? Absolutely. You look at Lotte Lott, that was an individual who went to Atlanta United, and they paid $22 million for that player.
Wow.
I mean, that's totally different, right? But Lotte Lott and Atlanta United, they're below the Revs in the standing. So just because you spend a lot of money doesn't mean you automatically rise up in the standings. Does it help? Absolutely. But you have to think about what's the best way to invest those resources.
I'm glad you mentioned the workout facility because, when we talk about the Revs, you have to look at ownership and you have to look at who their other partners are, and that's the Patriots. And you may know about this, but the league and the players do these surveys every year. And the Patriots have gotten basically failing grades on their training center and their daycare center and things of that degree. So what you're telling me is that the Revs have one made for them. The Patriots are working on theirs currently, but that is something that they've done, and players that do play across the country or for other teams do work out at this facility, and it's a draw basically for other people to come to New England.
Joe, one of my favorite things is when Brad Friedel was here, there was talk about like what's the culture like, what is happening. He kind of changed some things, and I did some research on the development of what this club looked like and the steps they had along the way. And before Jermaine Jones came in 2014, the Revs weren't getting breakfast. And so the players actually mentioned it to Jermaine Jones, and he was actually paying for their breakfast at one point.
Wow.
And the club eventually stepped in and said, no, we're not having Jermaine Jones pay for the breakfast. We're going to do this for you. And there was times that they had to share. I was actually the timeline around the time of Jay Heaps when he was in charge as the head coach. They were sharing the gym with the Patriots. And so this club has gone a long way. That facility, you should go down to it, Joe. You would be like, this is impressive. This is somewhere that people want to hang out. The fields are state of the art. One of the fields is actually heated. So when they come back for preseason, they can go onto that grass field. They can play. They have all the stuff that you need inside to recover, the different tanks, the different baths, or whatever things that maybe you and I don't necessarily need, but the athletes need. Those are the things that they have, and it's a selling point. There are people that come from Europe, players that come here, and they're like, this is much better than the stuff that I had at my former club. So you look at the things that they're doing, and they're trying to find an edge as best as possible. Could they be doing more, Joe? Yeah, absolutely. You look at the clubs all around the league and you're like, oh, maybe I want to be a little bit like that. But again, I use that example of Atlanta United. How much money are you going to spend to be not in a playoff spot? Like, how does that make sense from an ownership perspective? So this Revs team right now, they're not in the playoffs. They've only been in the playoffs about 1 week in the last year and a half. They got to do better, right? But it seems like they could get there. Carlos Gil, apparently in the locker room, Caleb Porter said this. After Caleb Porter spoke, Carlos Gil got up and said, look, we can go toe-to-toe with every single club. We have not been absolutely destroyed by anyone so far, whether you're a top team or a bottom team, so we can go toe-to-toe to them. But we've got to be more consistent. We got to make sure that we're winning a little bit more. So in MLS, it's weird. They have the playoff system. If they get hot at the right time, who knows what happens?
Hey, Evan, real quick, we have Evan on the line. He wants to ask a Revs question. Evan, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, Joe?
Hey.
Well, it's not really a question. It's more of, and I don't speak for a lot of Revs. I'm not going to speak for every single Revs fan here, but I can tell you that the fan base is sick of this Revs team. They're sick of the team, trying to... I'm trying to think of the right word, basically trying to goad us into think we're going to be a competitive team, and then they do absolutely little to nothing to be a competitive team. This team needs striker help, absolutely. They've brought in players who, when they brought them in, hadn't scored for over 2 years. I'm looking at a Rudy, for example. They need help there, and now they're up at the cap now because they've spent too much money on some players. Yule's contract right now is over $1 million. It's hampering the team. They have a problem there. But
Thanks, Evan. What do you think of that, Seth?
Yeah, I mean, that's the question. I asked Caleb Porter about a week ago, what are you going to do during the summer transfer window? What does the summer transfer window look like now that you're in a situation where you know this team a little bit better? And he started off by saying, we're up against the cap. We have potential to make moves. We can bring in designated players potentially, or U22 players potentially, but we don't know the resources. We don't know what the cap space necessarily. They might have to make some sort of moves. Listen, I get it. If you're a New England Revolution fan, for 30 years, you've watched this team. Maybe your dad watched the team and now you're watching the team. Your mom watched the team, now you're watching the team, and they haven't won the MLS Cup. They've gone there 5 times and they haven't put the star above the crest. I get it. I totally get it. So there is a situation where you're like, what do you do? How do you change this situation? And you look at a team like Montreal, they keep changing their coach over and over again. 10 coaches since 2011. The Crafts have often been a team that want to put people in there, give them a little bit of faith and see what happens. They did that with Jay Heaps. He brought them to MLS Cup in 2014. If you want to go to the Patriots, like Belichick, right? He allowed Belichick to grow into that position and he had those opportunities. The question becomes, how long is too long? How long does it take? How many windows does it take? Those are all legitimate questions. So if I'm a Revs fan, I get the frustration. You want a winning team. It's sports, right? Every single person wants to win in sports. And if you're fans, you want to wonder, is it worth putting money into this situation? To the point about Jackson Ewell, that's an interesting one. That's a 3-year contract, over $1 million. And earlier this season, Holster, who is now a starter, who I think is doing pretty well, a guy who's been with the club for a long time, he was on an expiring deal. Well, they re-signed him, and he's starting over Jackson Ewell. Those are questions to be asked, 100%. The striker position. Okay, I mentioned it. No striker has more than 2 goals. Okay, Rudy has 2 goals. He hadn't scored in a while, though. But he was more of a bench player. Gonago, he has 1 goal, but he's injured right now, and he hadn't scored for a while. So, yeah, that is 100% a question for this team. And I do want to wonder what happens during the summer transfer window.
All right, Seth. Great job, my man. We could do more of this. There are people in our chat. If you jump into our YouTube chat, There are people literally asking questions that I can't answer. So if you go in there, you'll see a bunch of stuff talking 3-5-2s and attacks and all this stuff. So that's right up your alley. But yeah, if you go to YouTube, you can see all the people in our chat. But awesome job, Seth. You do a great job covering the Revs. Check out the Blazing Musket, blazingmusket.com. Seth, excellent job. You do a great job covering the Revs, man. I think we need more of you.
Joe, we need people like you. We need good people like you that are willing to talk about the beautiful game, bring people like me in. If you don't always understand it, that's okay. We got people. We can have conversations. We need to grow this game. So, Joe, I appreciate you having me on. And next time you have me on, we're talking about the farm in Manchester, because I know you and Charlie Davies are talking about it. I want to talk about the pulled pork nachos, man. Those are something to die for.
Baby. You know what? We should get that. Do you know Charlie? You know, we should. He's invited. I've invited him. So, and are you a New Hampshire guy?
I'm a New Hampshire guy, Seacoast, New Hampshire, man. I make the drive down. I know Charlie Davies. So I'm saying, like, you got to make the drive up here. We'll all get together and we could talk about 3-5-2s, 4-4-2s, and we can enjoy some barbecue.
Wow. Don't get me going now, man. Oh, you got me going. Now I'm excited for this. All right, man. Well, I'm in on that. Seriously, Seth, excellent job, man. I know you've done some TV. Glad you made it here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. And, hey, I know it was all about Messi last night. I just think the Revs blew chances, which is a fact. But I do appreciate you working. Again, everybody, check out the Blazing Musket, where Seth writes for them. Thanks again, Seth. We'll do it again. We'll work on that barbecue situation.
Love it, Joe. Thank you so much.
You got it. All right, everybody. There's your Rev stuff. There it is. You wanted the Revs. We gave you the Revs. And this hour of the Sports has been brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. All right, Skaz. Well, we're going to do in or out whenever we're done with all our breaks. Next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Essential.
All right, Red Sox trail 3-2 right now. Bottom of the 7th inning. They're threatening, though. Walker Buehler, a quality start, but did give up a 2-run homer in this one. And we got Bronny James versus Cooper Flag in Summer League. Woo, baby. And we also got In or Out coming up next. But this hour, this headline has been brought to you by Premier Basement Waterproofing. Buying a home or finishing your basement, do what Beetle did. Get it waterproof first so you never see a drop of water again. 844-LIVE-DRY or PremierBasement.net. It's game over for water. I'm Joe Murray, and I'm always late.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Are you in or out? Gotta know without a doubt. I'm the one you need for a dirty deed. I'm the best. Success.
In or out without at least a little wrestling mixed in. Joe Jelly Roll is apparently training to wrestle in an upcoming WWE event. Joe Murray, are we in or out on Jelly Roll?
That means there's a nice little storyline. Who would mess with Jelly Roll? Let's. I want to start thinking of some names. Kevin Owens would have been great, but he's injured. Oh, The Miz. The Miz versus Jelly Roll? In. Because the Jelly Roll's got a really beautiful wife. Maybe you can get Maurice involved?
Joe, I thought that was like number one rule is don't involve the wives.
Well, in wrestling.
He's
no.
Yeah, he's a little too pretty, maybe. Harrison
Try
Ford's an
laughing
attractive
back
guy, but yeah.
Ooh, someone said Miley Cyrus is Indiana Jones.
Sure, why not?
Why did that pop in my head? I don't know why. Is it I want to watch that new Jurassic World, by the way. I think I'm kind of in on this.
Trey said it was pretty good.
It was good, huh?
Superman comes out this weekend, Joe. Are you in or out on the new Superman?
Not going to go see it, but
Getting really good reviews, apparently.
All right.
The Jeremy Conley saw it tonight. He texted me. It was good.
We got to go in a minute. But if you had one movie to see this summer, Superman, Happy Gilmore.
No.
What would you see? Jurassic Park.
Well, like Sinners already came out, so you're taking like movies. So this summer, I think Superman and the Fantastic Four probably seem to be the two big ones that are coming out.
I'd see Happy Gilmore.
It's on Netflix, and I think it's going to suck. So
Happy Gilmore's on Netflix?
I believe
I
so.
can't. Okay, all right.
So I would lean. Oh man, because I do like the cast of the Fantastic Four, but I still think I lean Superman just because it's been a while since you've gotten a good Superman movie.
All right. Do you have any more, or should we just go to John?
We can go to John.
He probably has ideas on these too.
There you go. Yeah.
Anyways. Is there any other food ones in there? Sinners was incredible, some people are saying. Carrie in our chat.
I got nothing for food.
Tonight,
no, lacking.
I got one for later. I got a bunch of musings tonight. All right, we're going to talk to John Sarianides. He's from New England Football Journal, and I will let you guys know this. If you're looking to get into the biz, New England Football Journal is looking for writers. We'll talk about that next here on the Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray.
smell the sweaty helmets. Let's just get that out of the way.
Oh, dude, listen. All right, so we played ball, John. I don't think I ever really cleaned my pads, to be honest with you.
No, who did?
I mean,
why every football season, inevitably, there's some program out there that unfortunately ends up with a MRSA outbreak because guys don't take care of their equipment. And we were bad at it, our generation.
Oh, yeah. I had a locker, and I threw that thing in there every day. Now, we did have a rule, though. You did have to clean after every game. You had to bring your practice stuff home and clean it. But we were going essentially 6 days a week without cleaning our pants or dummy jersey.
And by the way, not for nothing, but you do get to a point in the season, to your point about the 6 days without washing your practice jersey and pants, it gets to the point where that odor is rancid, especially building. When you're in the locker room, by about day 5, you're like, all right, guys, take this stuff home and wash it. I mean, it smells like ASS. We'll put it that way. I mean, it smells awful. And especially once you're about 6-7 weeks in, because you know that there's 2 or 3 guys on the team that haven't washed their stuff in 6 or 7 weeks in.
Yep.
So those are the guys that usually pretty quickly you're like, all right, listen, either wash it or in those days you took matters into your own hands. I don't know if kids are doing that nowadays, but it wasn't a pleasant experience for the kids that didn't wash their stuff.
Well, what about your kids? Do you guys have like laundry at school that does it for you?
Yeah, actually, our head coach, Brian Lee, over at King Philip Regional, he actually does the laundry for the guys, yeah. He's kind of a jack of all trades, so he will do it. And there's a lot of schools where the coaches do that. I never did it when I was a head coach. To me, I don't ask the players to do much off the field other than to make sure that they're watching film and taking care of their schoolwork and being good citizens. The only other thing I would put on their plate is just make sure you wash your stuff. But there's a lot of coaches out there that will do it for their players, including our head coach.
All right, John. Well, before we get down to some talk, you tweeted out this week you guys are looking for writers over at New England Football Journal. What does somebody have to do, and how do they contact you?
Yeah, so what we're looking for is freelance writers. These are not full-time positions. And it's basically we're looking for people that want to cover high school games on Thursday nights, Friday nights, with the opportunity to cover college games on Saturdays. They're Division I. We currently cover Division I, although if we had enough of a staff, we would certainly venture into some big D2 games and a big D3 game here or there. But it's a freelance opportunity. It's a great opportunity for young people that are either journalism majors that are looking to get into the profession full-time or young people that are looking to get that experience to enter the profession, even if they're not journalism majors in college. If you're a young, aspiring media personality in general, whether it be writing or doing television, live streaming, radio, whatever the case might be, you need experience. We can give you that experience. 3 of our writers have gone on to jobs nationally. One of our writers covers Texas A&M. Another young man who wrote for us has covered UCLA the last couple of years. And we just had another young man who was working with us last season who just took a TV job out in Arizona. So it's a great opportunity to get experience, build your resume. Again, I do want to stress it's a freelance week-to-week position. It is not a full-time position, but if anybody out there is interested, you can email me at John, all lowercase, JOHNEWFTBJ@gmail.com, and send us along your resume or anything you've done in terms of writing, and we'll let you know if you fit what we're looking for.
All right, and that's how I started. I used to do. I did the Dover Green Wave. I was telling Skaz this the other night. It was a station called Love 1380 out in Dover, New Hampshire. And I did the Dover Green Wave for them, and then I did King Philip football for the Norfolk radio station.
Yeah, which, by the way, anybody in this area that has done anything in this business actually did at least one show on that Norfolk radio station, and I forget the call letters and the number, but it was just literally like a shack. It was literally like a shack said to have like just a small studio in there. But I feel like anybody that's in the radio industry that's from this area has done either something with that station or has done a show at that studio.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people that are in the business now also worked at AM radio stations like us, John. And, well, that doesn't exist anymore, really.
It does not exist. Although once upon a time, 1510 was actually a competitor to the other sports radio station in town. Yeah.
Damn right it was. I did a lot there. I did BU, hockey, and basketball. I did Harvard football. I did the New England Militia. Remember them? The women's...
Yeah.
I did it.
But when you think about 1510, think about all the talent that came out of 1510.
Years ago.
Ryan Russillo, John Anik, Anthony Pepe. I mean,
Kevin Winter.
I don't know if I put myself on that list because I'm not doing it full time, but my point is a lot of talented people came out of that station.
Yeah, Sean McDonough. Kevin Winter did legit ESPN radio play-by-play.
Yes.
Recently.
Yep.
So, yeah, it was a great stepping stone, I guess is what we could call it.
And Kevin was terrific, by the way. I mean, not to dwell on this, but my point is that when I got my start with 1510 in the early 2000s, it was with Ryan and Kevin and Pep and then all those guys. So, to your point, a lot of talented individuals came out of that station that are doing good things in the radio world now.
Steve Buchanan, the DraftKings, was an intern for Bernard Lee, who was a poker guy and did poker. And now he was on AEW Wrestling last night doing DraftKings stuff.
Yeah.
So yes, a great stepping stone. Our good friend Billy Manny, who's no longer here with us, also another 1510 guy.
Yeah. He actually produced my Monday Night Football show at the Eagle Brook Saloon, the Brown Ball Breakdown.
Oh, there needs to be a 30 for 30 on that, man, huh?
There does. Laney was pounding the blueberry ales and producing the show. It was awesome.
I could tell you some stories, but I won't. We could do that off the air. Hey,
we should do that off the air. I agree.
I always have a Josh McDaniels question for you. Well,
have at it, Hoss.
This one is not me, though. This one's Stephon Diggs this time. He says that the offense is a little bit difficult to pick up. I'm paraphrasing here, okay? But he did mention that, when it comes to the offense, I don't need to know exactly just what I got, is one of his quotes on that. But he did talk about some of the challenges in learning Josh McDaniels' offense. He goes, I need to know what somebody to the right or the left, if they got. He needs to know what people are doing around him. How am I going to get open? How am I going to get somebody else open? So he did talk about some of the difficulties there, and that's where I see one of the challenges. Could there be issues with a veteran receiver and Josh McDaniels on the football field and the offense? Is it hard to pick up? And I think he's at least saying that it is.
Oh, absolutely, and we know this to be true now for a long time with that system. Remember, Chad Ochocinco had a hard time learning that offense. Torrey Holt had a difficult time learning that offense when he first got here. Brandon Lloyd talked about that when he first got here. So, look, I've studied that offense extensively, and I will tell you this. There's a lot of volume there. I think that's what it is. Not that these other NFL offenses don't have a lot of volume, Joe, but there's a lot of volume there, but there's also a lot of sight adjustments by the receivers. They have to adjust their route based on corner leverage, safety alignment. Not that you don't do that in other offenses, but in this offense, there's a little bit of a run-and-shoot element to it in terms of the option element for the receiver to change their route on the fly. And you've got to get on the same page with the quarterback because the quarterback needs to be able to anticipate your break and put the ball on a spot. So I think what Stephon Diggs is talking about is that part of learning the offense. The concepts aren't hard. They're not unique to the system. They're pretty universal concepts, a lot of them that you would find in other systems. But one of the key differences with this Patriots offense is the route adjustment post-snap and receivers adjusting their routes to corner leverage and getting into spots, getting into space. And in a lot of ways, that's kind of the run-and-shoot element of this offense. That's Mouse Davis, June Jones, and not every route is going to end up looking like it did on paper. It's going to end up looking different on the field when you run it. And I think that's probably what he's trying to get used to is trying to get on the same page with Drake May and McDaniels and the other receivers in terms of adjusting the route post-snap and fitting into the concept.
Yeah, I did see that Josh McDaniels mentioned that he's trying to simplify the offense a little bit more. Maybe that's because of the receiver group that they have or the offensive line. Let's get into the offensive line for a second here. You know how PFF does grades for everything. They're still.
I'm not the biggest fan of that, by the way, and I'm going to take a little bit of a cheap shot here. I know the last time I was on, I eviscerated the boss and all these other people. I'm going to try to be kinder tonight, but I will say this: I take umbrage with some of these grades and these organizations that do that, only because a lot of the people that are grading these guys, I'm not sure how much of a football background they have from a player coaching standpoint to be doing it, but nonetheless, I'm off the soapbox.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Listen, I sometimes prefer an analyst to give me their prediction based off playing and what they know versus the analytic guy, right? So PFF has the Patriots 29th on offensive line. Mentions the multiple moves that they had. Morgan Moses drafting Will Campbell. Went on to say that he was ranked last year. Morgan was ranked 52nd amongst offensive linemen. Talked about Garrett Bradbury, who was not good at pass blocking, 35th among 39 qualifying centers. So they're going by numbers from last year. I don't even know if Garrett Bradbury's on the team, to be honest with you. I really don't. This kid Jordan that they have from Georgia, maybe he's the right guy, right? So I'm not ready to sit here and tell you that the offensive line still stinks, but I do think Doug Marrone knows what he's doing, and you saw it firsthand at BC last year.
Yeah, they'll be better. There's no doubt about it. I mean, for one, the talent upgrade alone, I think they'll be better. There'll be more stability, which I think they desperately need. And then the other part of this is, to your point, Doug Marrone. He's a veteran, experienced offensive line coach. He's been around the game both at the collegiate level and the NFL for a long time. He knows what he's doing. He will be the best technician from an offensive line coach standpoint that they've had since Dante Scarnecchia. The way he teaches offensive line play, having seen it firsthand, he's a very good teacher. He's very meticulous. He's very detailed. And so I think that they will be better than they were the last 3 years, really. Now, 29th is probably a pretty fair rating for them going into the season. I think they can improve upon that as the season goes on. I don't have a problem with that part of it because I think it's a pretty accurate depiction of where they're at right now. But I do anticipate that they will be better. Look, I don't think it's a secret, Joe. I think we'll all agree on this, both in terms of the media and the fans. It's all about Will Campbell, and can he win that starting left tackle job, and can he solidify it for them and play at a high level and protect Drake May's blind side. If he can do that, then this offensive line will be exponentially better. They'll be better at right tackle. Center, I agree with you. I'm not sure it's a lock that Bradbury's the guy. But if Will Campbell can lock down that left tackle spot and play that position as a rookie at a relatively high level, that's going to be the difference between this offensive line taking meaningful steps towards being better or being slightly better than they've been in recent seasons.
All right, well, I played too much grab ass with you, so we only have a few more minutes left. But just real quick, the Patriots secondary is ranked 5th in PFF, and top 100 players from NFL Films had Christian Gonzalez at 84. Your thoughts on those?
Yeah, I mean, I think 5th is a pretty fair number as well, because I think this is going to be one of the best secondaries in the league. When you have two corners like Christian Gonzalez, Carlton Davis, that you can trust to lock down the boundary receiver and the field receiver, the X and the Z, and then you can do different things with your safeties and the rest of your back seven and your fronts and your pressures, you're in a pretty good position. So I think that they will have one of the 5 best secondaries in football. They could end up being the best quarterback tandem in the league. I don't think that's a stretch by any means. But given the way the Patriots want to play defensively under Vrabel and Williams, I think it's going to be a huge benefit to have 2 elite-level corners like that can play man coverage but can also play press coverage, slough off, and jump routes underneath and match up to and other coverages as well. So I think that's a pretty fair number to me because I think that they're going to be that good, and I think you're going to see it by the overall performance of the defense.
All right, Skaz brought this one up the other day. I wanted to ask it to you. We're going to stretch it out next week. Who has more to prove week one, Chip Kelly or Josh McDaniels?
I'm going to say Josh McDaniels. Year out of the league. Because here's the thing. You got to remember, Kelly's coming off a national championship at Ohio State. He's got his mojo back. His rep is back. This is a redemption tour with him with the Raiders. Josh McDaniels is coming off a year out of the game. So it's in a bad experience in Vegas. So he's got a lot more to prove to me coming into this season. This is a big year for him in terms of the rest of his coaching career.
All right. Well, John, camp's in a couple of weeks.
Hard to believe, man.
I'm going to be there some Sundays, so you got to come up. I was there once a year, and then I give my take on the season, and I've been pretty right the last couple of years by going to one practice.
So then why buck that trend?
Well, I'm going to one this year, and I'm going to right now I'm under 8.5 wins. But I'm going to go, and I'm going to give an honest assessment, and then but right now I'm on under 8.5, but I don't have to do the quarterback thing anymore. I know who the quarterback's going to be this year.
Well, you don't have to play that game anymore. The other thing is, look, I think that's fair, though. You and I have talked about that, but I think taking the under there is fair. I mean, again, most people think that if they play up to their potential and Vrabel coaches to the level we know he can, they're probably an 8-9 win team. So I think you saying under 8.5, well, that means they could go 8-9. I don't think that's a bad play.
Yeah, me either. Listen, all they have to do this year is become desirable, right?
Yep.
Be competitive. Yep. Next year when people want it. Right now, not a lot of people want to play in New England. But if you look good, and you spend money and give guys chances like Stephon Diggs and they work, you become desirable, and then the expectations come.
Yeah, well, the other thing to keep in mind is this is a team that's gone 4-13 in back-to-back years. A 5-win improvement would be a pretty significant improvement. So I know the schedule lines up and everything else, but that's a pretty big jump, 5 wins. I still think 8-9, 9-8 is probably the sweet spot.
All right. Did you see last night some pitcher from the Yankees is from Walpole? His dad's from Needham, and they were all at Conrad's last night watching the game.
Yeah, it's awesome. Cam Schlittler played for Chris Costello, who I know well. Costy and the Walpole Timberwolves won the D2 baseball title this year. Coached football with Chris eons ago in 2002 at Walpole, but kid's terrific, man. He's terrific, and I watched him pitch last night. I had the game on. Of course, I don't know if you know, I went over to the dark side after the Devers trade, so I had Yes Network on, and I got a chance to watch Cam pitch, and he was terrific. 7 strikeouts.
Well, we'll tell you this: as we were talking, the Red Sox won 4-3 tonight.
They did. They're playing unbelievably well, and it appears that Bluto Devers was in fact the problem.
Yeah. And I was trying to tell Skaz this earlier, now listeners, everybody needs a fall guy in life, right? Like whether it's friendships, whether it's relationships, whether it's the job or friends, right? We all, my life's so much better without that guy. The Red Sox life is so much better without Rafael Devers.
It is. I never thought I would say it. I was so emotional 3 weeks ago after they traded him. I was so pissed. Never thought I would say it, but I agree with you. Because look at what he's doing in San Francisco. He's doing the same thing in San Francisco now, and chances are a year from now, Buster Posey's probably going to regret that trade.
Well, I just don't want Will Clark thinking he's the man because David Ortiz really is the man.
Right, and that's the thing. Will Clark's always had a big mouth. The world was a better place when we didn't hear from him. Now we have to listen to him bump his gums and complain about Devers. Who cares? Who cares? And then he's attacking Will Fleming like, grow up, dude. It's unfortunately it's a race to relevancy with some of these guys that used to play the game, and that's what's happening here with Clark. But again, I never thought I'd see the day where I'd actually say, you know what, the Red Sox are probably better off without Rafael Devers, and at least they're proving that. Now they also have to start beating real teams.
Hey, they did tonight. The Rays are a real team.
They did. And let's not forget, they're 5-1 against the Yankees this year. I said that to someone yesterday. I said, we can talk about them sweeping the Natties and the Rockies all we want, but at the end of the day, 5-1 against the Yanks, and they won tonight. So they have beaten real teams, and they beat a real team tonight. So,
All right. Well, John Sarianides is giving us all sorts of content tonight, whether it's how to clean your pads or watching baseball guys who pitch for the Yankees.
I'm a little disappointed, though, that we didn't eviscerate at least somebody tonight. I guess you could say Devers, but we should have torched someone tonight.
Who could we torch? Hey,
and last time it was Springsteen.
Yeah, Springsteen. What about Pearl Jam's drummer retiring?
Matt Cameron, yes, he's gone. Look, here's the deal with Pearl Jam. I want your take on this real quick. I know we're up against it, but here's my thing with Pearl Jam. To me, Pearl Jam, after 10 and after Versus, it was over. I wasn't a Vitology guy. I was a big Pearl Jam fan for those two albums, and then they fell off the cliff to me. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I think they've had some good albums. I did like Vitology. They had one like 20 years ago that I really liked.
Right, but
so I guess you're right.
Like, what was you can't name that album because their albums all just morphed into each other and became one giant 25-year album.
You're right.
Yeah. They couldn't replicate the success of those first two.
And that's
Hey, by the way, Adam Sandler used to do a great Eddie Vedder when he was Opera Man on SNL.
That's right, he did. We were just.
Hey, by the way, before we go, what are your thoughts on the Black Sabbath tribute concert?
You know what? I did like Metallica. I thought they were great.
I'm gonna make an upset statement here, though. But go ahead.
No. I thought everything I saw that night was really good.
I agree.
So overall, in on the Black Sabbath tribute.
Me too. I didn't think Metallica was very good.
Really?
I was disappointed by them. I think that there's some tour fatigue there. I think that they need to step back. Early 60s, it's starting to show. Now I'm talking like Mel Kiper, but the thing is, I thought they looked a little fatigued. Tool, I thought, crushed their set.
Yeah.
I thought they crushed their set. They're so good. And I love the little collabs, all the little different collabs that you had. Like Tobias Forge from Ghost doing Bark at the Moon with Vernon Reid from Living Colour. It was awesome. Hey, 9-hour concert. How could you beat that?
I didn't see it all. Was Jerry Cantrell there? I didn't see
Alice in Chains was there. They played.
Really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, they were there. Their set was good. Yep.
Do you think there
was a lot of mishmash.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Metallica looked tired to me. That's all I'll say on that.
Well, AC/DC played really slow, too, so...
Yeah, well, AC/DC is also in their mid-70s. I mean, I'm sorry. I had all these people that I know excited to go to the show. I'm like, I'm not going to the show. Angus Young looks like my ex-neighbor at this point. I don't want to see my ex-neighbor playing the guitar. He looks like a retired postal worker. Like, I'm good.
Well, I want to let you know that we can do this for another day, but ESPN gave the Patriots a C+ grade for their offseason.
All right, okay. On that note, no comment. No comment. I can't. Vesuvius needs to rest.
John, enjoy your summer. We're going to do this again soon. Once August comes around, we got to get you in studio some night. I'm
waiting for the invite, my brother. Oh, I'm ready to go when you tell me when.
The problem is I don't know when I'm on at night. So when that happens, I will let you know and we'll make it happen.
Sounds good, my man. And then when you're at that practice, well, maybe we can do something that day, too.
We'll do it that day. All right, he's John Sarianides, New England Football Journal. Thanks, John.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep. All right. We'll go to break and headlines and break again, and then we'll have music. So 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
The Red Sox win again.
Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox won again tonight. They had a comeback win. They were trailing in this one. Then Ceddanne Rafaela put the Red Sox ahead 4-3. They got a great quality start from Walker Buehler. He only gave up a 2-run homer in this one, but the difference in this one, the youngsters, Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, and Rafaela, all with RBI on the night. Aroldis Chapman closed the door. The Red Sox now 9-1. Their last 10 games, improved to 29-20 on the season. Their season high 5 games over 500. Headlines are brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. I'm Joe Murray.
Boston's best sports talk. There's an app for that. Download the Sports Hub app for loads of stuff. Absolutely free. Connect with the shows, get podcasts, and more. Get it where you get your apps. Or at 985sportshub.com.
You want a random take? Murray's got all sorts on stuff in the world unrelated to sports. So sit back, relax, and get your mind in the game and listen to the words of a grown man.
There was they asked this player. I'll look it up.
Joe, this was not real.
It wasn't real?
I don't believe so.
I believe everything I read on the internet.
I thought you were sending that in jest earlier. I don't believe that's a real quote.
No. You think I do things in jest?
Well, I mean, like I thought you thought it was funny and sent it into.
Well, Nick Lofton on what has elevated his game. Quote, I play with a zin in my force. Things, right? Like a snack wrap is what excites people. I love food. I feel like eating food with others is like serenity. You know, it's a peaceful moment. And there's nothing that excites me about a snack wrap. Like, think about this, guys. You get a pita, right? Or is it a tortilla? What is it? It's tortilla.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Okay. Maybe we put some mayo on it. Maybe. And then what? A breaded chicken select? And lettuce. What else is on there? And this is what everyone has a hype about? Is a tortilla with lettuce and chicken?
Joe, are you telling me you're not excited for the snack wrap to be back?
No! That thing sucks! You mean to tell me you're going to McDonald's to get a lettuce sandwich with chicken? When I go to McDonald's, I was talking to Trey about this off the air. I know you guys are locked into this Dallas, LA Lakers Summer League game, all right? Did Cooper Flag hit the game-winning shot? Did Bronny get the shot off? No, he clanked it. All right. Bronny James with the game on the line. Clank. Anyways, they're reviewing it. But when I go to McDonald's, I want gluttony. I want your grease. I want your McDouble. I want the sauces, especially the breakfast. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Give me a hash brown, a McGriddle. Give me a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel. Oh, I want your biscuits. All right, so when I go to McDonald's, I don't want a wrap. Now, if I was to make a snack wrap.
No lettuce.
Absolutely not. But you know what I would? I'd get more creative. Do you ever get a gyro?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
So I wish John was here for this. They pack it in, right? They pack in a nice little, what is it, like a rice, chicken, lamb, whatever you want it to be?
It's traditionally pork, but they do a lot of lamb around here, yeah.
Okay. And then what do they put on the top? Fries. Oh, no, it's tzatziki, though.
Yes.
Well, what about Big Mac sauce? Because it's McDonald's, right? They're known for their Big Mac sauce. How about tortilla, Big Mac sauce,
fried?
Yeah. I think it would be better with the Big Mac sauce. And then, as a gyro has fries in it, why don't you top a little fries on top of the old little snack wrappy there? So you can get a bite of a little bit of everything. 'Cause I can be your hero, baby. You know what else I found out today, guys? Oh, I had another altercation with the guy at the, he wouldn't take my app. Remember the guy I had a thing with about my lemonade iced tea, wouldn't accept it?
I recall.
I did apologize to him.
Were you sorry?
I did not. I was not. We made amends. And then, you know what happened this week? It was Monday. It was Monday. By the way, this is a gas station / restaurant. So I have all these points on my app. And I said, all right, man, let me get one of those coffee rolls over there. And when I pulled up the app, he goes, oh, that's a specialty donut. It doesn't work for that. And I said, what? Since when's the coffee roll a specialty donut? It's a donut. Why does the app tell me donut? Why? So I couldn't scan it, and I go, well, you tell me, buddy. I got all these points. Can you point where the specialty donut option is on here? And he goes, there is none. I go, so you mean I have to pay for this? And he goes, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. I go, well, why am I using the app for points? So I paid for the donut. And then you know what I said? Hey, man, you get a lemonade iced tea again? I did it on the app, and he goes, it doesn't work on the app. And I go, so I went, Skaz, to use my app for a donut that was supposed to be free. It wasn't. The app doesn't work. And then the drink. So I asked him, take my phone, take it. You put in how this works. And he told me it doesn't. So the two things that I want, the app doesn't work for. I feel as though that is is that
false advertising?
I'm not calling it false advertising. I think it's manipulation. I think I'm being gaslighted by an app. Oh, you can use the points, but they don't work. Another thing, while I was there today, I like hot fries. You guys know the old hot fries?
Yeah, the Andy, yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, can I give you a little tip on this? You know how they have just a regular bag? The regular bag is $2.99. But on the bottom shelf, I found the value size. Guess how much the value size is? $2.99. So I went, huh. So when I went up to the register and it said $2.99, I went, wow, the value size costs just as much as the regular size. So just a little tidbit out there for everybody. Get the value size. It's the same price.
I'll give you just a tiny bit of breaking news, Joe.
Whoa, we got breaking news?
Very minor in relation to the Red Sox.
Do we need a sounder?
No, I don't believe so, Joe, but Campbell, the pitcher for the Red Sox there, and David Hamilton are being sent down. Alex Bregman and Hunter Dobbins will be back tomorrow. So Marcelo
Meyer will be on the
around.
team.
I think that's big.
So there's your numbers crunch.
There it is.
There's no more drama.
Well, there's always drama.
Well, as far as the roster goes.
I put Meyer at second. Love it. In. I don't need to watch David Hamilton attempt to play baseball. No, thank you.
I'd keep him on the stay ready crew.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a great guy, but no thank you.
Anything bothering you? How about those floods today? Did you have any issue?
I saw it after I got here, so my ride-in was pretty fine. But yeah, I did see that after I got here. It looked pretty crazy out there. Trey said his ride-in was pretty normal too.
Yeah, mine was normal. But this morning on the expressway, think about it. Our old radio station in Dorchester.
Oh man, that Morrissey Boulevard there.
It would have just flooded.
It was, it would become a pool, like right outside. We're literally right in front of the parking lot.
What would you do?
Sometimes you could go like out the back way to Star Market and
but
go that way.
What if you're on the highway? And everyone's just. I don't. Do you know the thought of being in a car and falling into a river or water? Like, how would you open the door?
You're gonna pull the Michael Scott and just follow the GPS right into the lake there?
Be dead serious, and I don't want to take calls on this, but You can't break glass underwater, right?
I think they say your headrest, if you take the headrest off, it's designed
in the water.
It's designed to break the glass. I don't know. Well, luckily I've never been in that situation.
This is very valuable information, Skis. Because I did watch The Godfather, and when they went to choke.
Did you have a Babe Ruth related story in Slack earlier today?
Did I?
I thought you put something. Maybe involving Paul Skeens and
oh,
Babe
yes,
Ruth?
yes. Did it something to do with Livy Dunn?
Yes.
Yeah, so Livy Dunn is trying, or they want to buy an apartment in New York. So I'm paraphrasing the story a little bit because I didn't read the whole thing. But, yeah, and I guess it's where Babe Ruth once lived.
Yeah, so apparently they tried to buy the apartment that Babe Ruth used to live in, but because it's such a, ritzy apartment building, the people in the building voted no, that they cannot live there.
Who wouldn't want Livy Dunn in their building?
I would imagine, Joe, maybe a bunch of olds that are very rich and don't want they don't want their very nice apartment building being broadcast on TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff would be my guess.
They voted on it, though.
Yeah, I do find that kind of funny. I think there's some humor in that.
She was about to make her first real estate purchase, an apartment that once belonged to Babe Ruth. The catch, the influencer was denied her dream home. They voted to keep her out.
I honestly, for some reason, I thought that was going to be your musing tonight. I don't know why. I thought for sure you were something about the vote was going.
Paparazzi outside?
I think that's exactly it. And I do have one thing that was kind of bothering me, Joe. You're familiar with Jason McIntyre?
He used to run. I know who he is. Yeah,
he's the gentleman that fills in for Colin Cowherd when Colin goes on vacation.
The big lead, I think he owns. So whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's a massive tool. If you're familiar with him, but today, because he likes to go viral more than actual of any substance of good takes or anything like that, Jason McIntyre today on the Herd said that DeAndre Ayton is statistically in the same class as Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Anthony Davis, and Joel Embiid. He just simply didn't want to be in Portland. And look, I don't get upset at talking heads because I know he's just saying that for clicks and stuff like that.
And we're talking about it.
Yes. The only reason I'd like to talk about it is, one, is to say that he's a moron, and two, is to say that I wish I could be paid that much to be that stupid. That is the dream right there.
It's a bad take?
That's being kind, I think, Joe.
Well, I don't want to be in Portland either, but I'm not Jokic.
Yeah. Do you think Jokic was like, oh, yay, Denver? No, but he made the best of his situation, and they built the team around him because of it. I don't think it was I don't think DeAndre Ayton's issues on the basketball court are a geography thing.
That's a bad take.
Yes.
That is just saying something to say it. Or you're a big Laker fan.
I think we call that diarrhea of the mouth is what I would call that take.
Back to the Livy Dunn thing real quick.
Of course.
Do people realize that she's dating Paul Skeens?
Yeah, he's going to the Yankees, Joe. That's why they're buying
my whole
the apartment.
point. Why would you deny Paul Skeens in New York?
Maybe they're Mets fans.
She is beautiful. I got to tell you, though.
That's a hot take.
She was an Olympic, right?
Not an Olympian.
Sorry.
Yes, she was a gymnast. Yeah.
Gymnast.
Not an Olympian. Not to dismiss her, collegiate record, whatever it may be.
She's beautiful. Hot take. You know what? He's awesome. Do the Red Sox have anybody that they could make a deal for Paul Skeens?
Yeah, it would be Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, Ceddanne Rafaela, and Christian Campbell, probably.
Brian Bayo?
Yeah, throw them all. Maybe all five of them get it done. I'm not sure. Maybe.
How do the Yankees get it done?
They either wait the Pirates out or, wait Skeens out to hit free agency, which is going to be a little while, or they just trade every prospect they have, which I don't know anything about the Yankees farm system, but I'm sure they'd happily do it.
Well, Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn, I think I got room. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure the North End would let him in.
I'm sure the North End.
Yeah, plenty of nice restaurants.
Great, yeah.
The Seaport's popping off.
There's a lot of open St. Regis over there. There's a lot of nice things over there, Great little spot. I put it. Oh, I put it out there. So this was Sunday with Leroy, but we were thinking about doing a broadcast down the Cape if somebody would invite us.
How's the signal down there?
Perfect.
Love it. In.
Yeah, it depends on what part, but tap that app, baby. So what do we got here? San Antonio and Philly, huh? So what do we have?
I believe Edgecombe's hurt, so okay. I don't believe he's playing.
By the way, I mentioned to you yesterday that we should start a new segment called Just Blew My Mind, Mind Blown. The front court of the San Antonio. Let that just settle in your brain for a little bit. Victor Wembanyama, Kelly Olynyk, and Luke Cornett of the front court. That's better than the Celtics right now, would you say?
Yes.
Can you believe that? No! That's why I'm saying my mind is blown. Anyways. Happy birthday to Arlo Guthrie, 78 years old today. Sofia Vergara.
You see who she's been hanging out with, Joe?
Yeah, I don't know. Just friends.
Just friends?
From what I know, because I don't know a lot. I love her accent, though.
You think he took her out for her birthday?
Yeah, she's...
That's a little more than friendly, right?
I don't want to get too personal, but I think she's going through a transition.
A recent breakup, you're saying?
Yes.
Well, hey, Tom knows all about that.
Yeah, he does. Maybe that's what he's there for.
Support.
Adrian Grenier. Happy birthday to you. Chiwetel Ejiofor? Who's that? Jessica Simpson's 45? Wow, I thought she was still 30. Isabel Merced is 24 years old. Lily Brooks.
She's in The Last of Us.
That's her.
I believe, yeah. I think she's in Superman as well.
Wow. Arthur Ashe. Today would have been his birthday.
Legend.
Anybody else you got tonight?
Joe, it is Moo Dang's birthday today. The baby hippo there that everyone
What's up
was...
with that? Why does everyone like that?
I think it's just a cute hippo, Joe. I don't really have much more than that, but people seem to be big fans of Moo Dang. Joe, it is one of Kendra Middleton's favorite people's birthday today. It is Urban Meyer's birthday today. Turning 61, I believe.
He said
Urban
that he
Meyer?
would rather do other things than be the commissioner of college football or something to that degree.
I wouldn't want him as the commissioner of college football, but...
I think he can still coach, but would you want your kids around him?
No.
How about Antonio Brown, who's 37 years old? Would you want your kids around him?
I'm going to also say no, Joe.
Dude, he's 37. He's done. He is done, dude. Who's Wyatt Russell? I feel like I know
that. That is Kurt Russell's son, I believe, he's in some of those Marvel movies and whatnot.
Will Smith, he's a baseball player.
It is Phyllis Smith's birthday today, also known as Phyllis Vance from The Office.
Oh, hey, I'm Bob Vance from Vance Refrigeration.
The former Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, Phyllis Vance there.
Really?
I believe so, yes.
What? Really?
Yeah, pretty sure. She also, credit to her, they wanted her, she's in one of those like Pixar movies, the one where everyone's in emotion or something, and they wanted to bring her back for it, and she said, I'm retired, and Pixar, Disney, whoever it was, built her a home studio in her house just so she would be in the movie still, because she said, I will not come to LA. So that's a flex I'd like to be able to do one day. You guys, you got to come to me.
That's like why I like Kim Cattrall. Because every time they keep trying to get her back for Sex and the City, she's like, you're going to pay me just as much as you pay Sarah Jessica Parker. And you know what? I agree with her. Why should one be better than the other? They're better together than they are apart.
Joe, it is the legend Mavis Staples' birthday today. The Staples sisters.
May the Staples.
Nikola Tesla's birthday today. The original guy, actual genius.
When's Trey's birthday?
September 19th.
Oh, okay.
Football season.
Sounds like a nice little Maryland versus Northwestern game. Do they play Northwestern this year? I don't even know. I did some win totals today, guys. I had Northwestern over today. That's why I was looking at them. So Ben and Groveland, I'm being gaslighted by an app. He knows how I feel. Imagine that though. Like, why can't I order an iced tea and lemonade on the app? It's just an iced tea. Just scan the thing. Scan it. Did you ever work at like a fast food or like a place that you didn't own anything, so you just worked there?
I would say most places I've ever worked, I didn't own anything.
No, but
there.
like okay, I worked at a McDonald's.
Well, like construction, I had my own tools and stuff, so I still have those.
I'm talking like when I worked at McDonald's, right? Let's say I screwed up the order. Hey, man, I asked for no pickles on this. All right, man. I would just go get them a new burger with no pickles and hand it to them.
Oh, you're saying like you weren't like worried about overhead or whatever?
Cares?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
What do you care? Oh, it doesn't work on the app. Just give me the damn drink. It's not their money.
Certainly not.
For real. You ever notice bartenders are like, "Hey, man, first one's on me. Don't worry about it." Like, it's not yours. Who cares? I want the donut. I got the app. Scan the point. Get rid of me.
Yeah, when I was a bartender for a bit, I had a heavy pour. You know, I wasn't buying the booze. I'm sure that's,
But what if they say, "Hey, man, this drink's a little heavy. Let me make you another one." You'd still let them keep that one, though, right?
If they wanted to, sure. I'm not, yeah.
Hey, you want me to keep that one, or you want me to throw it away?
Yeah, of course. All in moderation.
Like if I get a meal, you ever notice sometimes, oh, you know what, man, I asked this. Like me, when I get food and it comes out with lettuce, I'm like, "Hey, man, I asked for this with no lettuce." I don't want them to throw it away. Just give me one without lettuce.
That is great, though, when you tell a place that like they gave you the wrong thing. They're just keep it. That's what you want. You want to hear that.
I do want that.
Yes, of course. It makes I'm coming back.
Well, the Red Sox won, and guess what? Their young players had a lot to do with it. Oh, but wait till they play the Rays, guys. Wait till they play the Dodgers. Wait until they play all these other teams. Well, they won tonight, everybody. We'll have more of that coming up next here on the Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Sports Hub. Get to the headline in a minute here, but all you need to know is the Red Sox are winning, everybody. They are winning. Wait till they play good teams, Joe. Well, I'll give you this one tonight. Did you see who the 4 runs were scored by tonight? Or the RBI of all the 4 runs tonight were? Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, Ceddanne Rafaela. The young Bucks scoring all night long. Veterans struggling, the young guys come in and help out. And you know what? I want to give Ceddanne Rafaela some credit real quick. He got benched last night. He got benched. Now, maybe they're giving him a day off and whatever. But after the game, he goes, I want to win. That's the most important thing right now. I want to play October here at Fenway. I haven't really experienced that moment yet. Rafaela went 2 for 3 tonight with 2 RBI, had a run scored, a stolen base, also the game-winning RBI single in the 7th inning. Remember when I said, hey, they should try to trade Rafaela now? You know, there was all the Pete Crow-Armstrong comparisons and all that. I'm starting to think this. Forget about starting to think. The Red Sox have good players. I'm sure everyone's going to call the Red Sox about Rafaela or Duran or Abreu or Ruff Schneider or Romy Gonzalez or Trevor Story, maybe. Right? What about Walker Buehler? Are they going to call on Tanner Houck? What about Justin Wilson out of the bullpen? How about Chapman? Like, are they going to be calling about these guys? Like, they will. I don't know if anyone's calling on Yoshida, but if you want to take some of the money, have at it, Haas. The youngsters, the veterans, the pitching. Skaz, this is where I would like to credit Alex Cora.
What about Fatsy? You deserve any credit?
You know what? Was Fatsy being held back by a Fatsy? The best is, I told you, the 2-person conversation.
Yeah, the espresso martinis, Joe.
See, I let the husband and girlfriend or boyfriend girlfriend thing because they're like a duo, a package, right? But when you get 2 dudes in there going, no, one guy talks, one talk, one take. All right. Well, listen, we have to go to break because I'm up against it. So let's tell you what happened, and then we'll take your calls next on the Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by
Is brought to you by Valvoline and Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your next drive-through oil change at Valvoline and Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. So the Red Sox win tonight 4-3. It was a comeback win. Walker Buehler got the start tonight. He went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned. He had 3 walks, did give up 2 home runs. So he did enough to give his team the win, and it was a quality start. So although he has been struggling, another quality start. And for a team that has struggled late in games, right? We said all year this team struggles hitting the baseball late. That was not what happened tonight. You talk about changes with the Red Sox. I think number one is their defense has been better. It wasn't great tonight, but it's been better without Christian Campbell. The strikeouts have been down, and maybe you can put that on Rafael Devers if you want. But the third thing is you're getting the younger players in the lineup, and that's exactly how they won the game tonight. Roman Anthony with an RBI. Marcelo Meyer with an RBI. And Ceddanne Rafael with a go-ahead 2-run single in this one. So, the young guys, right? The other night it was Jarren Duran. Last night it was Yoshida. Right? They got Lucas Giolito on a great pitching performance. Brian Bayo the other night. Trevor Story's been hot. They're getting contributions from everywhere. Romy Gonzalez, Willie Abreu's given an offensive punch. Their bullpen's been great. Chapman again tonight. Whitlock held it down. Right, this kid Murphy did all right out of the bullpen after Buehler. The other thing I think that's important bringing up here is that they have already made their roster move for the weekend, and this is, I believe, going into the All-Star break, right? So they have sent down a relief pitcher, Isaiah Campbell, and David Hamilton goes back to Worcester. Tomorrow, they'll bring up Alex Bregman and Hunter Dobbins. That means Marcelo Meyer's here to stay. Maybe he's the second baseman going forward. It might be their best lineup. But I think tonight, Meyer did enough to stick around. They have made their decision. They're sticking with Meyer. They're sticking with Campbell. With Roman Anthony. Campbell's going to continue to get work down in the minors. There's a log jam, but I think they'll be able to work it out. So as far as the roster moves, yeah, Tanner Houck will come back. They'll have to make a decision. But they now know who their second baseman is. We got Sarko. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Joe? How you doing, my brother?
Red Sox win again, baby.
Let me tell you about that. Last time I called in, you asked me if I was in, you know what I'm saying? If I believe, I think that was the word. And the thing is, so I want to revamp that. So it's just it's about, I really was supposed to say, I can't wait till the trade deadline and see what happens between now and then. Because if they start selling, and that's why I said, don't sell Jarren Duran. Don't sell him. So, and then this whole, thing about Bregman and trading him and doing all that, I'm like, oh, are you crazy? Come on. So that's where I'm at with it. So I'm at the trade deadline, and then, depending on what happens with that, then I'm either going to, cancel my subscription or not when that's 6 yap, you get me? So that's where I'm at with that. Can I say something to Skaz real quick? How you doing, Skaz?
What's up, brother, Sarko? How we doing?
I'm good, thank you, brother. I actually was trying to call in last night. I guess I got in too late, but I was listening to the whole takes about talking with McCarthy. You know what I'm saying? And I want to call in so bad, but it's just I got up against it like you guys do. You know what I mean? So and then I tried calling in, but I heard you about the Messi jersey and everything, and then just loving Messi. He's amazing. I mean, I'll be honest, because he was on Barcelona, but I've always been more like Real Madrid, so it's just pain, And I'm like, this guy runs around and just does what he wants. And it's like the whole commentary between McCarthy and you about Messi last night was amazing. It was really great.
Appreciate that, Sarko.
You got it, brother. What I want to say is, Joe, I got home early today. The wife cooked. Do you like chicken cordon bleu?
Oh, I love a good chicken cordon bleu.
Oh my God,
you put your
listen.
knife in it and it
watching,
just explodes. Oh,
go ahead. Just,
no, I was
let
gonna
me
say
know,
when you put the knife in it, right?
Oh,
it's just the juices, baby.
You have to have the right cheese and the right ham. You understand?
I know what you mean, bro.
And there's a nice sauce. She made a beautiful, you know what I'm saying, white, sauce, like a nice with what is that, my love? Oh, the heavy cream, like you just do magic with all that stuff, and then with mushrooms and stuff, and you just pour it on top.
It's because it's baked.
Oh my
That's
God.
why you bake it. And it's so good.
It was amazing. I actually was watching you guys' podcast while I was eating it. Okay,
I appreciate it.
No, man, no problem, brother.
Mushrooms and cheese, though, you can't go wrong with that in the middle.
Oh no, you cannot. But Mimi wants me to ask you a question. She says, "Why do you always say tortilla?" She wants to know if you got that. She wants to know if you got that from Napoleon Dynamite.
That's exactly right. You know what? Mimi knows me too well, I think.
I'm telling you.
She knows what's up. Yeah, she's right. She's exactly right. That's why I say tortilla, because of Napoleon Dynamite's
because you got it from Quesadilla. And she showed me the video. I was sitting there and I'm eating. I'm like, and she's listening. We're watching it, right? And she's like, she said that because of Napoleon Dynamite. I was like, are you serious? Really? Do you really believe that? And she showed me the clip, and I was like, oh, my God.
Quesadilla's in the fridge.
Did, so I said, I'll ask him. I'm calling in tonight anyway, so I'll ask him.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Everybody, people do ask me, why do you say tortilla, Joe? And I have to explain it. See, why don't, I feel like it's one of those things I don't have to explain at this point.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like, we call it tortilla because, in Spanish it's tortilla. So I already told you, Joe, where I'm from. So there's going to be sometime this summer, okay? It won't be a major holiday. We're going to invite you and the whole crew over. You guys can come on over, and we're going to have a nice grill. It's going to be nice sirloin meat, real homemade tortillas made. You know what I'm saying? Refried rice, everything. Like, they call it pico de gallo in Mexico. Like, I'm not from Mexico, but we call it chimol. Mm-hmm. Oh, amazing. You will love it.
I am in. Thank you, Sarko. Got to bring our appetites for that one. Love a good tortilla. Yes, that's why I say it, everybody. Yes. Eat your damn quesadilla. Has Trey ever seen Napoleon Dynamite? Oh, my God. Do you think they could ever make a part 2? Are they making a part 2 for that?
Napoleon Dynamite came out the year Trey was born.
Oh, my God. Can I tell you the truth? When I first saw that movie, I hated it. So what happens was I put it on TV and I'm like, why is everyone so obsessed with this movie? And it was all like, and it was always like a hissy fit. But I never laughed. I thought it was like a serious movie. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't like the whole Kip thing. Uncle Rico made me laugh, but then he was a wicked creep, right?
Certainly was.
The grandma was funny because she went to the dunes, right? And Tina, eat your ham. I always liked, I told you, when I went to broadcasting school, they had everyone do a voiceover. My characterization was Rex Kwon Do, so I called it Joe Kwon Do. Now, only a few people actually knew what I was doing, but the people who didn't know what I was doing actually thought it was good. So I won. I think it helped me in my career.
It's funny you say that because somehow Napoleon Dynamite got brought up recently back here, and Jay Stu said the same exact thing. He said the first time he watched it, didn't like it.
Hated it.
And then on a rewatch was like, it's pretty funny.
Now, if you get me some Jamiroquai. Wait, Jamiroquai. Why did I say Joe? Did I say Joe?
Joe Jamiroquai.
Do you know one year I dressed as Jamiroquai from the Virtual Insanity video?
You were Joe Jamiroquai?
I was Joe Jamiroquai.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's creativity right there.
Joe is like, she does this like, was it a Backstreet Boys? they did like a Backstreet Boys. What was her name? Who did Napoleon draw a photo for? And it was, he Napoleon Dynamite. Why did they do that? It put up the real Napoleon. He drew a photo for Trisha, right?